Go, yon, san, ni, ich.
Konnichiwa, people.
Oh man, your shit fucked up badly. It was like you went
Well,
robotic real quick.
All right, take two. Konnichiwa.
Minasan konnichiwa.
Hello and welcome to the fall premiere of Talk to Keki. There's no week off, no stops. We got
Mm-mm.
this. Yeah,
Mm-mm.
no week off because we did that already. I'm Matt as always, and to join me for this fall premiere, the co-high as for fuck it.
Uh-huh.
Ethan, what's up?
Minasan tote no yokoso.
That's right. Welcome to our show.
Yeah, you already know my cat meows. What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good. It's raining. We are 15 minutes early from when we normally record.
Seems like it, right? And it'll be a short episode, we hope, since you don't want me to go into episodes 1 and 2 of shit.
Yeah, it's basically just first impression, so this should be a relatively shorter episode.
Yeah, and at least the good news from my perspective, guys, is this season you'll hear less of me because I have less anime to watch.
Yes. Yep. Also, in between we dropped shows, we added shows.
Well, you added. I haven't added much, really. I might add.
You might, yeah. But either way, we did drop some shows in between the week off we had.
Yes, we did. Don't mind me. I'm just putting my set back together.
Yep. Some were dropped. Some might come back. We will see if there is time.
Yes, indeed.
Let's see. News.
What do we got for news going on?
All right. A girl and her guard dog has a TV anime.
Yes, we talked about this. Yes, we talked about this. Matt, do you want to know why we talked about this? Or do you want to tell the viewers, I should say, why we talked about this?
Is it because of the synopsis?
Yeah, go ahead, buddy.
All right. Isaku never asked to be the daughter of a Yakuza boss, but when her parents died in a car accident when she was 5, her gangster grandfather took her in and raised her as part of the clan. After years of being avoided by her schoolmates because of her family ties, Isaku is finally ready to make her high school debut, live a normal life, and maybe even find love. Until loyal family servant and Isaku's dedicated guardian, 26-year-old Kaya, enters high school right alongside her and vows to protect her from all of the above. Now she's got a chain smoking, pistol wielding, knight shining, woo, armor to deal with, navigated high school besides son of a gun. And what's a young lady to do?
Man, so I found out the term age gap anime. I didn't know that existed before I read the synopsis for this. I shared it with you. That's what it's called. Like those type of shows, like Koikimo and this show, age gap anime.
Jesus Christ.
It's a thing.
But how did he get approved to be in high school when he's 26?
So is he in class?
He should even be on the property.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe. Well, if you're part of like the PTA or some shit, can you be? Maybe, right?
Is he gonna get a job as a custodian?
Yeah, just making sure he's cleaning up the girls' bathrooms and whatnot too.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, let's see how well that flies over there.
Oh, good God.
Yeah, not so well, as the kids say.
Ay, Dios.
But anyway, we had an update on the creator of Yugo who passed away from drowning.
Yes.
It turned out he was saving 3 people from a riptide during this. So Kazuki Takahashi sacrificed his life to save these 3 swimmers, drowners. Also, again, there was a guy in the military trying to help out too. So props to him as well, Mr. Major Robert Bourgeau.
American. Oh no,
yeah.
Boudreaux, that's the French.
Yeah. But yeah, no. Again, Takahashi, the real Kingdom Games for helping out.
Rest in peace.
Yep. Rest in power, buddy.
Mm.
All right. Shall we get to the reviews? Well, not really. Well, I have one review. That's it.
You have a review?
The Maid I Hired. It finished.
Oh God. Okay.
It's
Wait,
done.
before we continue, how many so how many shows are you watching total? More than me. I've only got 3 individuals, including one of the major ones of the season. Shockingly.
Yeah.
Shit.
Hold on.
Don't mind my cough. You would think I'm on antibiotics. I finished it.
I'm waiting for.
What,
Internet's a little wonky right now, so give me a bit.
what the fuck, cat?
Okay, I got
What's that?
1.
Count Japanese, damn it.
No. 2, 3, 4, 5.
Holy fuck. That you're watching without me?
Yeah, 6.
Oh my God.
I got 6.
Christ on a stick. I've got 4.
Yeah, 6 without you.
Good God. Okay. Well, this will be fast. All right.
Yeah, well, again, one review. The rest, again, their impressions, little synopsis, and how I feel about them so far. But yeah, Maid I Hired Recently is mysterious. It is over. It is done. Thank God.
Thank God.
Basically, aftermath of the Christmas party, Yuri and what's that? Natsume, they're doing errands while Lilith is basically cleaning up the house, and she gets a knock on the door.
Knock, knock.
Knock, knock. Come in. It turns out it was her headmaster of the house she was working in. So I was like, okay, what's up? And basically, she was surprised by this. He has to come in. They have a friendly chatter. Lilith actually starts to apologize about leaving the mansion, and he actually says, "Don't worry about it." He said it was fine, and he said, "I'm sure you had your reasons," and yeah, she would explain her actual reasons. Turns out, her family was dead when she was a kid, just like his was. And no one really took her in except for Yuri's parents. So, and she was with them for quite some time. And when she found out about Yuri's parents passing, she wanted to go there, basically repay them, basically. So that's why she's serving Yuri. So all that was going on. Natsume and Yuri, they come back from shopping. Yuri just jumps over the couch saying, "No, you ain't taking her. Don't even think about it." And then, yeah, the old master was laughing. It's like, trust me, I had no intention of doing anything like that. Like, you can have her. So all that's going on. They're all 4 of them having a chatter. The master takes Natsume back with him to his mansion because Natsume doesn't live there. And he's like, "Hey, I hope we can come by. We can stop by. Like, I'm sure she would like that." And Yuri says that they're welcome anytime. And then Lilith and Yuri, they had their little conversation of the whole Yuri saying, "I love you" to Lilith. And she said she doesn't know how I feel about that yet, but I just want to be by your side right now. So, the usual cliche of it's not a yes, it's not a no, but we all know it's a yes. And yeah, that was really it for that one. It was like 2 3/4.
It's bad because you normally give 3s. Even if it's like meh, you give it a 3. Like me. We're very much like
it's a week 3. It's a very weak 3.
Oh man.
Again, it's more of I'm tired of the wholesome maids.
You want the kinky
and
one.
again, it's like she's like 10 years older than him, type of thing.
Is it really?
Maybe.
So
I don't know.
And she's 20.
No. She's gotta be. I'm gonna say 17.
He's not 7. He's 9 or 10. They said it. He's like 9 or 10.
I'm talking about Lilith.
Yeah, Lilith's like
so she's like 17.
That's only 7 years. 8.
I know, but still, it's like There were some funny moments, but the tropes got a little boring.
Mm.
And it turns out the mystery wasn't really a mystery. It was sweet, but it's not like, wow, no way.
Sounds like I missed nothing.
You missed nothing. So,
all right, all's well that ends well there.
Yep. Basically, I took the bullet for you.
All right.
All right, that's done until Isekai Oji-san, which comes back in a month.
Horrible. Horrible.
Horrible. Okay. All right. Now for my actual fall stuff. Housing Complex C.
Mm.
This is a short one. It's 4 episodes. It's basically for Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
So that threw me off. But you know what? It's a horror anime. You want to get it out of the way. It's like you want to watch it as a horror movie. Fine, I understand. Okay. Don't drag it out.
Okay.
So okay, it could be good. And basically, it centers around Kimmy, who lives in it's a housing complex with like these older people.
Wait, so I saw the commercial for this in English. Are you watching it in English? Is that the only language that's available?
That's what I got. So
okay, I understand that it's on Tsunami.
I'm sure there's a sub, but it didn't give me that option. I just picked whatever they gave me.
You watched it on Crunchy?
It's on HBO Max.
It's on HBO Max. Okay.
Yeah, it's on HBO Max.
Mm.
So I was like, okay, fine. I'll hit play. Whatever language it is, I'm gonna deal with it. Again, it's 4 episodes. I'm not gonna give a shit.
I'm gonna start watching some fucking Mandarin.
So I was like, late click. What? No.
Swahili.
Yes. But yeah, there's old people, there's young people, there's a Hindu. One of the old ladies was kind of racist.
Mm.
And again, it's this horrible incidents going on. In the second episode, someone got killed in one of the apartments.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what the fuck?
Mm.
But again, with only 4 episodes, you really don't know what's going on. There was a flashback in the first episode. I guess it was like ancient tribes type of thing, but they didn't fully explain it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, So again, with only 2 more episodes, I'm halfway done already. So I don't know what's gonna happen. It's okay. It's not really scary. I think it's my. It's not like Uzumaki Junji Ito with his horrible, scary images and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no mystery. There's no anything. Like Yuri and Kimmy, they're friends, sure, but they're not doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna drop it. Because again, I'm halfway done. What's the point?
Right.
So I will finish it. Hopefully, I'm hoping. Hold my breath.
Mm-hmm. Your internet's really bad today.
What?
I said your internet is really bad today. I'll tell you what.
It's downpouring here. That's why.
Mm.
Yeah.
Goddamn Elon Musk can't get good fucking internet.
It likes to rain on days we record.
Fucking Starlink. Come on, Starlink. Get your shit together.
Yeah, that. Alrighty, moving on. Bibliophile Princess.
Okay.
Eliana, again, she's a bibliophile. She likes to read books. She doesn't want to marry. She wants to be single. All that shit going on. Hold on.
Oh, Swahili. I want to see those. Huh. I want to see who said that. It's not Angel, because Angel wouldn't want to see that shit if it's not in fucking English or Spanish. It's Jake. What's up, Jake?
Sean.
It's Jake.
How you doing, Jake? How you doing, Jake? Welcome.
Yeah.
But yeah, Christopher, he talks to her later. He's like, okay, listen, my family's forcing me to marry. I really don't want to, but to get him off my back, do you want to marry me? She's like, no, not really. I don't know. Like, I have a library of all these archives from the past.
Oh my God, put it in.
No, she's like, you son of a bitch, I'm in. All right.
You son of a bitch, I'm in.
Pretty much that's what happened. And their little fake engagement is going on. She's reading various books.
Yeah.
She's talking to Christopher's family, Alan, Theodore. All this going on, and there was a time where she wasn't allowed in the library.
Why is that?
And this is when they didn't say. They said they were just very swamped right now. I guess something like I saw there was a bunch of employees there, so they were running around. So basically, it's like you can't pick out a book just to read. Like we're kind of busy right now.
They probably caught somebody fucking in the between the things.
I don't. They didn't say. Yeah, they didn't say. And Christopher
of like the two kids fucking in the.
Someone found Christopher's fan fiction. And like, quick, burn the evidence before she reads it.
Of all places, why'd you have to do it next to the children's aisle?
Oh, stop it. But yeah, all this was going on when Christopher was away on a family trip. Like, I guess he was checking up on someone in his family.
Mm-hmm.
And she was kind of missing him. Not going to lie.
Mm.
And then when he came back, she had to get away because her aunt was sick.
Mm.
So Christopher, he snuck a book from the archives, Nazi, gave it to her. She's like, she's being happy and all this. Like, she's starting to feel some stuff.
Oh, what kind of book did she read to feel some stuff?
Oh, stop it. And the episode ended with basically, yeah, she's outside the window. Christopher is talking to another lady.
Ooh.
I believe her name is Irene. And Eliana's like I knew this would happen sooner or later, but I was like, not now. Don't know. No. It's okay so far. It's still worth watching. There is a potential there. I like the costume designs. Animation ain't bad. Music. So let's see where they go off from there. All right, this one I wasn't gonna add, but you know, people kept saying it's good. Mobile Suit Gundam, The Witch from Mercury.
This isn't both the maybe for me. This is a maybe for me.
Yeah, basically, they find out I had to watch 3 episodes in a row just to get caught up. I was like, oh, come on.
Damn, it's 3 episodes deep already?
Oh, yeah, 1 prologue and then just 2 episodes in the actual series.
What?
Yeah. Like episode 0.
And then you said 2 episodes?
2 episodes in the actual main series.
So, I don't comprehend.
Basically, episode 0 is the prequel that's leading to the events of what happened to the actual series.
So
it's like a separate thing.
Oh, so it's not connected to the show, but it is.
It is, but it's not like in the main episode line. Like it has like its own titles, like the prologue.
This is on Crunchy.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look it up while you talk.
So when you click on it, it's episode 0. Yeah.
You don't say, huh?
Yeah, apparently that came out 3 months ago.
Really?
Yeah, the prologue was 3 months ago. Just to get like, oh yeah, stay tuned. This is what's gonna happen.
Mobile Suit Gundam M.
The Witch. This is The Witch from Mercury.
Gundam. Witch. This is Mobile Suit Gundam Wing. Mobile Suit. Goddamn, so many goddamn Gundams.
Oh yeah.
Mercury. Here it is. Found it. So, okay, 0, 1, and 2. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I had to watch all of those to understand the lore. But you know, basically, the prologue was basically Mercury as a child, and basically her father died from.
The girl's name is Mercury because you just said a fucking planet. Her name is Mercury.
Well, they're also from the planet Mercury.
Her name is Mercury from Mercury.
Yes.
Is her father's name Freddy?
No.
Okay.
He's dead.
So is Freddie Mercury.
Yes. Yeah, he got shot. He got shot.
Oh, he didn't die.
He's dead.
All right, good.
Yeah, no, he died saving his family.
All right, awesome.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna talk about the prologue. Basically, it's pilot school. She's a student there. She's very shy as fuck. Like stutters a lot through all this.
Mm-hmm.
She's not Hitori Bochi levels, but basically she sees this other pilot, Miorin. Basically, she was trying to befriend, talk to her, not interested. Her engaged fiance is basically a dick.
Okay.
And says, all right, fine, I'm going to challenge you to a duel. If I win, you leave her alone. And so the class is watching the fight, and they're like, who the fuck is this? You find out she has a Gundam, and it's like, okay, Gundams are illegal, so fuck this, you're disqualified.
Mm.
It's just Mobile Suits Max, like no Gundams allowed. They're the devil.
Mm.
So basically, Mercury gets arrested, and then the mother had to come in. And apparently she's like the higher up somewhere in Mercury. Like, see, it's not a Gundam. It has some specs of a Gundam, but it's like a hybrid type of thing. So it's really not. So she's really not breaking any rules here.
But it's a Gundam.
Yeah, it is. It's a fucking Gundam. It's a fucking Gundam. You can't fucking fool me. And one of the guys is like, yeah, according to the data, yeah, not a Gundam. She's right, technically. It's like, what
That
did
would
you
annoy
read
me.
it?
That would fucking annoy me.
And yeah, now people are like these higher ups are trying to change their minds. Like, we could exploit this for money. Of
course.
So yeah, so another duel happens. Well, Maid, the Mercury's wife or fiance. She was like, she went to go get her out of the jail. Say, quick, you gotta duel my father right now. It's like, huh?
Nani?
Yeah, pretty much. And that was where the episode ended. Yeah, it's been years since I've watched Gundam, so I was like, you know what? Let's give it a go. Let's give it a go.
I recall seeing a show that I believe is Gundam, and I don't recall jack shit about it, but I remember being like, oh my god, this is so cool. And then like it just slipped my mind. Years later, somebody gave me like he's like, oh, you want it? They built like a figure. He's like, you want it? And I was like, oh yeah, I'll take it. And it fell apart, and I never put it back together. It's my only story with fucking Gundam. I have the pieces somewhere. Missing pieces for sure, but
Okay. Also, this is the first female lead for a Gundam series too. So,
oh, you know where? I didn't see it. I remember now. I didn't actually see Gundam. I don't believe. I bought when I was like 10 one of the figurines and tried to put it together. I'm like, this is hard, and I never tried again until my friend gave me one.
Right.
And then I fell and dropped that and I never put it back together. I'm bad.
Womp.
At least I've known of Gundam.
I say the models are cool. They're just a pain in the ass to build.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't order them.
I built one and the piece broke, so I was like, I can't make it anymore.
Fuck this shit.
Yeah, they're like, God damn it. And then what you call it? My brother's girlfriend gave me one for, and then my brother's girlfriend gave me one for Christmas, but the instructions were in Japanese, so they're in kanji. So I was like, oh.
I mean, do they not have an app where you could scan it?
No, again, there were so many pieces. I wasn't gonna reach for all that.
So now sitting on a shelf collecting dust.
It's in the box somewhere.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. All righty. Do it yourself.
I do every night.
But this is my next original because the Gundam one is also original. So I got a few originals this season. So sorry, this is my third one. Apartment Complex, Gundam, and now this one's. It revolves around Yua, who is basically accident prone. That's why she's not allowed to build shit.
Okay.
Anytime she tries to make something, she'll like hammer her finger. Stuff will fall on her. She's always bruised.
Oh,
but she's very energetic. She really wants to do this. She wants to do stuff. So again, she's accident prone. She can only draw.
So they put her in the Riri suit and let her go at it.
And they even gave the non-attached crayons. I think she tried to eat one at one point. So when she was a kid.
She really sounds like a special needs child. So you're watching a show about a special needs child that wants to build stuff. Okay.
She's not really, though.
Okay.
I just wouldn't trust her with anything.
All right. Set the plates out on the table.
Yes. And of course, her tsundere friend, Miku, but she calls her Purin. She's like, I want to build stuff. I'm going to build this for you. It's like, stop it. I don't want it. Get out of here. Back ass. Basically, and then Yua, her bike had a flat tire, and this random girl just like fixes the bike, and you find out her name is Yasaku. She's basically the one that actually uses the workshop to build stuff. It's her club, the do it yourself. But people were spreading rumors about him going, oh, yeah, she chased people with a hammer this one time. She was going to kill people with it.
Probably deserved it. If you chase somebody with a hammer, they probably deserve it.
Yeah, probably. But it sounds like she didn't. She's just very handy with tools. And they tell you about why they do stuff, like with the tiles, like why they do the grouts and all this, and how to make it
legitimate, like Dr. Stone.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay. Like, they're not half-assed, they actually tell you stuff. So if you want to learn a little bit of housework, they will tell you shit, especially for crafters. Like, okay.
Someone's going to watch that show and build a house, and the fucking house is just going to collapse all on them.
No, Hank Hill will watch it and go, like, he'll critique, say, that's right, that's wrong, this is how you modify it.
The people that are going to rebuild the houses in that hit the hurricane, they're going to watch that show and not build the houses that way.
Pretty much. But yeah, basically, Rei Yasaku, she wants to do the do-it-yourself club, but she needs 5 members. And so it's only her and Yua, because Yua, despite fucking up a little bit, she actually does good work.
Yeah.
But they're slowly trusting her with tools and stuff like that. She still gets hurt. And then in the yesterday's episode,
guaranteed in the final episode, her final tool is going to be a reciprocal saw. The real test, the real moment of truth, the test of courage. Reciprocal saw.
No, it's going to be a nail gun. Just like point it at the thing, not at anyone. Point it at the thing.
Where's Jimmy Havoc when you need him?
Well, he's fucking bagging groceries somewhere. Basically, but yeah, Yua's other friend Takumi, she reads novels and all this, and she likes drawing. She makes pretty things, so she was helping out. She was making a club sign for to make it pretty. And then they're like, "Oh, good, we're done." And then she starts getting sad because they're like, "Oh, that's it. You guys don't need me anymore." And then she's shouting like, "I want to join the club." And then Yua's like, "I thought you did." And he's like, "You want to join?" It's like, "Oh, that's fill out an application." Again, this is cute. I like it.
I saw the thing in Orion is slow loop. It's like a slow loop, except it's carpentry instead.
And there's more character. I think there's more development in this.
Okay.
Because again, it was just the two and a half girls in slow loop. This one's gonna be a whole group, and you learn about building. So let's.
I mean, did you learn how to fish in slow loop?
I learned a little bit more about fly fishing.
Okay.
So
wasn't all for naught.
Yeah, that and how to make certain recipes for a fish.
How to kill a fish and eat it. Okay.
Yes. Oh god, debone is a pain in the ass.
I've never tried.
Oh god, I had to. Yeah, because it happened when last time I went fishing. They're like, "Oh, we don't fillet it. You gotta do it yourself." So I had to do that when going home. I got almost all except for one bone. I was like, "Oh god, I should have fucking tipped the guy to do it for me." It was good though. All right, this one I'm already a quarter way done. I'm the villainess, so I'm taming the final boss. This is funny.
Okay.
It's like what you call it? That other villainous one, All Routes Lead to Doom. When I'm talking about Baccarina.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but it's not a harem. It's not anything like that. She's an actual villain. She was the villainess. Got reincarnated. She got reincarnated where her fiance broke up with her for another chick. So basically, Eileen, she was like, "Oh well, fuck you." But instead of saying that, she's like, "I wish you nothing but happiness." That type of thing. Like this, like, oh, like you cheated on me in front of your family, your friends. Tell me you love this other chick. I ain't gonna be mad. I'm gonna fuck your brother.
Well then.
Yeah, because the brother is like the demon king or antagonist type of thing, but he's really not. Yeah, Claude Jean Elmer. So basically, all right, fine. I'm gonna go hook up with him. See how you like it. And then she goes to him, like why? And he's like, "Why are you here?" He's like, "I'm here to marry you." And he's like, all like flustered, like, "You here to marry me?" He's like, "You hear you're saying you love me?" It's like, "No." And he kicks her out. But with Claude, he wants, I guess, since he's basically the Demon King, he wants humans and demons to coexist. And of course, his brother and all of his royal friends are like, "Fuck that, no." But they're scared of him. And basically, whenever anything goes wrong, they always blame Eileen. It's like Cedric. Yeah, that's the guy. That's the fiance. He's like, "Oh, he kidnapped my fiance all because I dumped her in front of everyone. You should arrest her." And you find out that he just didn't do anything. Like, I didn't do anything. Like, I was gonna plan something, but I didn't actually do it. But you found out that Lilia basically she ran off on her own to talk to Claude, the brother. And she was like, "I never forgot our promise together." And I was like, "What promise? What the fuck are you talking about?" But they don't tell you what the promise was. So this chick, this side chick, Lilia, has a little side deal with Claude, but you don't know what it is yet. It got to the point where Claude kicked her out. And Lilia goes back to the family. She's like, "Oh, Eileen never kidnapped me." So the brother is basically he looks like a fool in front of everyone, saying all these accusations. And then Claude came there and he asked Eileen to dance with him right in front of the brother. So the brother's getting pissed off. And then for an episode ended with Claude tells Eileen like he has one more wish. And you hear whispering, and he's whispering in her ear, but she heard destruction. And then basically, there's a route in the game where Claude goes mad, like he got betrayed by the one human he trusted. So I'm guessing that's Lilia. So now she's like, "Fuck, I can't let that happen." So basically, Eileen doesn't want Cedric and Lilia to do anything to fuck up the alliance of the human diva and fuck up the brother. But good stuff. I like the characters. I find it pretty funny. It's not like Bochi the Rock Uzaki, which we'll get to later. But again, I like the premise. It's got potential. So I'm looking forward to more. All right, my main event for my solo, Blue Lock.
All right, the soccer anime.
That's right. I am watching a sports anime.
Do you sports?
What? iSports.
You sports, okay.
iSports.
Sportsy sports.
But yes. But yeah, it's a soccer anime, and I dig this a lot.
Why, Matt?
Again, the animation's great. There's violence with this soccer in the anime.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, they slide and kick people.
I know, but this guy kicked another player in the face, like intentionally.
Yeah, it happens.
I'll get to that in a bit, but basically,
you haven't seen the videos of soccer players, like they'll go to like the bench and they'll grab a gun and start chasing after the fucking ref. That's happened legitimately.
I know. Soccer's wild.
Yeah.
Basically, Yoichi Isagi. Basically, he's a soccer player for the high school team. He was about to win, but but the coach said, "Pass it to the other guy." And he listened, and they lost the game because of it. Because he said, "I had the winning shot. I shouldn't have fucking listened." So he's beating himself up. And then eventually he got a letter in the mail saying, "You're invited for this soccer league tryout thing." And then he met up with there's basically someone that beat him there in the soccer game. I believe his name was Nagi. So it's like, okay. It's like, "Oh, you got invited too?" It's like, "Oh yeah, I seen you play. You're pretty good." Like it was like he was being friendly. So there's like 300 people in this thing. So it's like there's 300 people. What the fuck's going on here? And then you see the guy that was running the thing. What's his name? What's that bloke's name?
These nuts.
No. Yeah. Ego Jinpachi. Basically, his goal is he wants to have the best striker. He wants Japan to win the World Cup. That'll never happen. Yeah, that's what they were getting at. So it's like we have a test to have the best striker. People were like, "No, we have teams, we have teammates, we ain't gonna betray them and all this. It's all about teamwork." And the guy was like, "Bullshit! It's all about the point. It's all about how many points you get. how you kick, how favorites. That said, oh, it's teamwork. Guess what? They still never won a World Cup.
They never will.
Yep. So it's like, so either you go back to your fans, like, oh, it's all about the team, it's friends and family, or you go for those gates and tell me that you're a winner. Then everyone starts charging in slowly. But fucking Isagi, he goes in first. And then they all have numbers. It's all tagged. It's all by rank. If you are the last rank, you get kicked out. That's how they judge who gets kicked out.
Mm.
So the first test is tag. Basically, you have the ball. If you're the last one with the ball, you're out. Like you're eliminated. Like you're kicked out of here. So people are very hesitant because they don't want people's dreams to end as being a soccer player and all this. And of course, there's this guy sleeping, Meguru. Like he's sleeping, he's not doing anything. So the guy tries to go at him with the soccer ball. And as soon as he's about to kick it, the guy wakes up, back kicks him in the face. I'm like, what the fuck? It's like, dude, like I can hear you. So he's like introduced himself and all this shit. Yoichi gets hit with the ball. He eventually hits someone, and as the timer is about to run out, we get credits. Like, fuck! Like, what happened? Who got hit? But okay, I'm enjoying this. I'm gonna be in for the ride for this one. Again, animation's great, and soccer's nice, and you get to see a little bit more about soccer. And then there's of course gonna be over the top once they get through with it, but screw it.
Okay.
Good shit.
Good shit, pal. Good shit.
Yeah, exactly. All right. That's it for me.
All right. I've got nothing. Let's move on. No, I'm just kidding. All right. So I'm going to start off with Boruto since they're continuing on. This week's episode of Boruto was really good. Again, like the last few episodes have been really solid. This was a really good episode. Everybody and their mother is known from the get-go that the assassin was Hana Sensei. It was obvious, the obvious trope of who can be the person. It's obviously the person we've never seen before who's interacting with these people. Gotta be. So we find out it is basically. She returns to school and everything is all well and happy. Everybody like give her like a surprise party. But she has amnesia and she's like, I don't remember some of the events of like how I ended up in the hospital. And so then she was walking around the grounds and sees like where the last battle happened with her and Kawaki. And she's like, I don't remember this. I don't remember this. And then Kawaki comes up like, hey, are you okay? And when she sees Kawaki's face, she starts to picture like, why am I fighting Kawaki? She sees the fight happening in her head. She's like, why am I picturing this? What's going on? Like, I don't understand this. And so then Kawaki's like, are you okay? And she's like, I'm just going to go home. I don't feel well. All right, whatever. Yeah. So she goes home. She busts through her door, starts rummaging through her entire apartment, just trying to find shit. And she opens her closet, and there's a secret door in her closet. So, talked about trapped in the closet. Yes. So she opens the secret door, and there's a bunch of ninja tools, and there's the mask of the assassin and the robe of the assassin, and everything comes flooding back. And she remembers everything that happened. She remembered when she was in the hospital that she was like, basically one of the people that was helping her says, use my body, kills himself in front of her. And the assassin that was blown up with the paper bombs earlier, like a couple of episodes in the back, was that dead guy. And she summoned him basically at a moment's whim. And then she was able to escape. And so she was indeed caught in the blast, and that's how she ended up in the hospital. But as she looks in the mirror, she's shocked, and she's like, oh my God, I'm the assassin. I need to turn myself in. She looks in the mirror, and a figure that looks exactly like her smiles, and then it like delves into her inner conscience. And we find out that Hana Sensei has been basically like raised since she was an orphan girl to be a fucking assassin. And she's always been like in this personality that you see throughout the season. She's very kind, very kind of oblivious, airheaded, but she's a super sweet woman. And so you see her like as a child with the same way, like, I don't want to kill anybody. I don't want to do bad things. So she created an alter ego of herself, a split personality. that would do the killing, that would do the mindless and motionless murdering of people. And so, as typical Boruto trope, there's a bunch of orphans. The best ones kill each other, and they remain, and they're the ones that are chosen. And so, this plot has been happening over the last 10 years, since right after the Great Ninja War. And so they infiltrate her, and she basically sets up like this whole like fake thing, like, I want to be a teacher, I want to help children. No, it was for this moment where you can kill the heir of the land of bamboo. I think it is the land of bamboo. And this is your mission. This is your mission for the last decade. And so they have like a little fight in her head. She has like a little fight in her head, like in this internal struggle.
Right.
And the bad, like her bad personality wins. Comes in the next day, and she's all like blah whatever, and like you can tell like there's something different. Like Kawaki notices it kind of immediately, and so he asks like, hey, like what's going on, whatever. And so basically he asks Kei and Himawari are like, hey, you want to go, let's go to your house, let's hang out. Okay, whatever. So they go, and Kei's like, hey, I'm gonna go grab my stuff in the classroom, give me a moment. And so evil Hana Sensei is like looking at it, and she's like, oh, this is my chance. So she's about to bust into the classroom with a kunai and kill Kei. All of a sudden you see a hand come across and grab the kunai, and Kawaki and Himawari come, and they're like, oh, Hana Sensei, what happened? And she's like, oh, I slipped and I fell. Her inner personality, who had lost, woke up, grabbed the kunai and stabbed herself so she would like stop. And she's like, oh, I felt like, oh, have a good night. And then it turns back into her her evil personality, and was like, never interfere again. And like, it has her like chained up like a seal. Like the good girl in her is like sealed up. And that's how like the episode basically ends. So that was actually really, really well done in terms of telling of Hana Sensei's real background, and of her split personality syndrome, and where they're leading with this. So that was actually really, really solid. Okay, so I'm gonna go with my 3.
I did forget one. I'll wait till you're done though.
Well, I haven't started, so go ahead. I gave one. You might as well.
All right, I'll keep it real quick. Akiba Maid War. I forgot.
Oh, how could you forget about this? You've been talking about this for the whole week.
And then I finally watched it yesterday. I didn't see today's episode, but I saw this one. Fucking amazing guns! I didn't expect this. Mm-hmm. I thought it'd be like a turf war, like who's the best maid and all this. No, it's fucking like gangster shit. Okay. Like the first episode was like in the 80s. You see this one maid going by the car, the other one has a handgun, bam, dead, shot in the head. And then there's what you call it? Then we go to current time. Nagomi Wahira. She's joined the maid cafe. She wants to be a maid. She's a klutz. She fucks up. Whatever. It's first day in the job. And then this one guy comes in. Is like, oh, I need he goes up to the manager Tenshu. Says, I need the money. Basically. And then she's like, what the fuck? And then Nagumi's like, what the fuck's going on? All this shit. So basically, Tensho has Nagomi go to this other maid cafe. It's a parent company. Go there.
You know what Tensho means?
What?
You know what Tensho means?
No.
Manager.
Tell me if it's
manager. So when you say Tensho, you're really saying manager.
Oh, okay.
I said manager. You didn't hear me, I guess.
No, you broke up.
Sorry, my bad. Go man. Yeah. Go man. Oh. All right. Sorry.
So so she has Nagoma go to this parent company, and then the other maid, this like emotionless maid, Ranko, she's like, "Can I go with her?" type of thing. It's like she's not gonna. It's the first day. She's not gonna know what's going on, type of thing. Mm-hmm. So okay, so Tensho gives them money. It's like, okay, go get something to eat first, and then you guys go there. So they went to the ramen shop. After they eat, the cook gives Ranko this brown bag. It comes into play in a bit. So they go to this bunny maid cafe.
Of course.
So they, oh, hey guys, welcome. What you guys doing? While that was going on, these bunny maids were cutting off this other maid's hair. She finally fucked up for something. We thought she was gonna lose her finger, but no, it's like cutting part of her hair, like the root of the hair. So okay, so how can we help you? So she gives Tensho gave her. They open it. So I read this out loud. It says, "You're all going to die. So basically, Ranko, the silent maid, out of the brown bag was a handgun. She shot the bunny maid, like headshot. Well, here doesn't know what the fuck's going on. They start running, and at the maid cafe, Yumechi is singing a song in the maid cafe, while outside, Ranko has 2 guns shooting these other maids, blood everywhere, and Wahira is just like stunned, dazed, blood's covering her. Like, what the fuck's going on? And in her head's like, this is my first day being a maid, and now I want to quit.
So this is her first day.
Her first day, is she's seeing guns and bodies. All in Akihabara. Ah, wonderful.
Who did she say she was? I'm looking at the characters right now.
Which one? The one shooting?
Yeah, the one shooting.
The one guns blazing. Ranko Menon.
Okay, you can tell. And then Wahira is the brand new maid.
The brand new one, yeah.
You can tell.
And Yumechi was the one singing in the cafe, talking about bang, bang, bang. If you had to pick up one, this should be it.
You're convincing me, Matt. I'm doing it. Setting to watching. I'm going to watch it tomorrow.
It is great. It's not etching. There's no fan service, just fucking violence.
I'm sold. You won me over, Matt. I'm watching it tomorrow.
All right.
There we go. I picked up.
Very good. Okay, continue.
Let's write it on the list. A little
Alrighty.
So,
all right.
Akiba Maid War.
Yes.
Akiba Maid War. I'm sold.
All right. Very good. Wait, what?
Is Sean watching it too?
Yeah, he was the one that was watching it first.
All right. Not a hudo.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll go on with the 3 that I have, including a major one. First one that we'll go over is Peter Grill. Season 2 of Peter Grill.
Oh my god.
Yes. My one ecchi. And it is ecchi. We start the season with horny goblins. Horny, fugly goblins. Fucking every man in town. And it's up to Peter Grill and his gang of bitches to go make sure that they don't fucking suck the nut out of every man and procreate anymore. And so they do that. As soon as they're done, though, what happens? Everybody wants to have sex because they missed out on a night of sex with Peter Grill. And so they basically take him into an empty cottage of like evacuated cottage, strip him naked, begin to fuck him. And then a report comes in that Luvilia got caught by one of the got caught by like the chief horny goblin. And so Peter Grill, butt naked as fuck, busts through the roof of the cottage and is like, I must save my princess. And you see all of his naked women flying over, like, no, I want it to come. No, not literally, but something like that. And so he goes, finds them. And the interesting thing about the horny goblins is all the horny goblins are all stupid looking. They're all fugly. They're stupid. They're like, I want stupid. Dick. I want dick. But like the smarter and higher ranking you are, the prettier you get. And so the people that abduct him in the end and Lovelia and take them back to the like goblin lair is like they're really hot fucking goblins. Like A1 hotness. Nice. So they wake up and Peter's like, don't worry, Lovelia, I'm here to save you. Like everything is okay. And she's like, okay, I'll trust you. So the goblins come up and they're like, we need a sacrifice. Peter, you're coming with us to the queen. And so Peter's like, oh, no matter what, I'll never fuck your queen. And as he's going over, he's like, I just realized that, the higher ranking you are in the goblin world, the hotter you are. So the queen must be fucking smoking. Like, all right, I'll take one for the team. I'll bang the shit out the queen. They drop her in front of, they drop him as the queen, and she's a fucking ogre. She's a 20-foot tall ogre with she's like 300 pounds. Like imagine a woman from My 600-Pound Life, butt naked in front of you, going to rape you. That's what the queen is.
Oh God, she's like Shrek. This is my swamp.
Yeah, and Q credits.
All right.
Episode 2. When does episode 2 drop? Episode 2 drops. Got to back out of Maid War
The
because
17th.
Maid War. The 17th. That's
Well, didn't it air on the 10th? Yeah, it says it aired on the 10th. So
I don't remember when it aired. Where the fuck is it? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, okay. 2 days from now. It says 2 days, 14 hours, so like 3 days. Excuse me. All right, next we're gonna go with is one I fucking pissed myself laughing. Not literally, but I
will try. I will try to jump on this.
I died laughing. Love Flops was absolutely hilarious. As our good buddy Sean wrote, it's got all the tropes, all the typical girl guy like rom-com tropes. It is. So basically our main character, whose name is slipping my mind, might as well click on the fucking title. Let's go to profile on myanalyst.co/showstopper249. That's a cheap plug right there. I tell you what. All right. Kashiwagi. We'll call him Asahi, right? Asahi. So we'll call him Asahi. So Asahi, that's his first name. Asahi, first off, it's in Neo Tokyo, which is really fucking cool. Like everything is futuristic, like everything is touchscreen, it's automated. It really fucking cool. So he's like, all right, he gets breakfast, and as he's having breakfast, there's a fortune teller. And it said, fortune teller, your birthday for this, like this fortune is for somebody on October who was born October the 8th. And he perks up. He's like, hey, that's my birthday. And he's like, you're gonna hear, he's like, your 6 lucky words are gonna be corner, train, staircase, cleaning robot, dog, and letter. 6 words. And he's like, that's a lot of words. So he goes about his day and he's walking and he's like, he thought he was late. He was actually pretty early. So he slows down. And as he slows down, a girl running hits him and they basically tumble together into a corner. And it's a nice, she's a really pretty girl. Do I have her name here? I might as well. I have all the girls here. All right, so I can name them. Aoi is the first girl, purple hair girl. And so she's like, oh, I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. They have a brief conversation. She runs away. He looks down and sees what appears to be a handkerchief on the floor. Right. And he's like, oh, well, I'll pick it up. This is what it is. So moving on, he gets on the train. Second word, train. He gets on the train and the train is completely empty. And this really pretty woman with green hair, her name is Bai, B-A-I, Bai, sits down right next to her, pronouns, pal, him, immediately falls asleep on him and is like cuddling him and everything. And he's uncomfortable as hell. Like, yo, open train. I don't know this woman. She's rubbing up on me. Our big tits are on my elbow. It's getting me excited. And he basically tries to throw her off, but they both fall and his hands are on her tits and she wakes up. And so what's the first thing she does? She throws a spinning hook kick to his head and he ducks and she bends the rail of the train and he gets off the train at the next stop. He's like, fuck this shit. I'm good. Nope. Get the fuck out. So he runs away. And as he's leaving the train station, he sees a staircase. He goes down the staircase. Oh, he's like, oh, great. Nothing happens. A girl comes running down the staircase named Karen. She busts her ass and lands pussy first on his face. Of course. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, the first girl, Mai, landed crotch first, like on his chest. At this point, I'm dying laughing. So, side note, what's his face? Asahi loves bananas. He takes a banana with him, and he has a banana holder. So on top of this girl landing pussy first on his face, the banana in his pocket with the banana holder is sticking up. And she freaks out and she's like, you're a fucking pervert. You've got my ass on your face and you haven't moved and you have a boner. What the fuck? She hits the boner, the quote unquote boner, and she leaves. right? And he's like, this day can't get any fucking worse, right? He's trying to cut the school. He comes across the cleaning robot. The cleaning robot has a girl's bra, and he picks up the bra. Like, why do you have a bra? There's this girl coming in, and her name is Amelia, which happens to be my mother's name. So she comes in and she's like, "Oh, you're a pervert. You have my bra." Da 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 da. And the cleaning robot kept thinking that this girl's trash. Like, this is trash. This is trash. This is trash. And she's like, "No, I'm not trash." She runs away. And this guy has a bra now in his pocket, and what appears to be a handkerchief in his pocket. And so he's like, this day can't get any worse. He sees a dog. He follows the dog. And when he follows the dog, he finds another dog. And it's a big dog. First off, the dog he found first was a small dog, really cute dog, like a poodle. Then he sees like a pit bull, and not so cute. And it is humping a girl. The girl is bent over doggy, and the dog is trying to fuck the girl. This girl's name is Ilya. And he's like, nope, fuck this shit. I'm good. She's begging for help. Save me, save me. He's like, nope, fuck you, bitch. I'm good. He runs away, and the dog sees him and then tries to fuck him. He tries to fuck him. It gets better. It gets better. So he's like, man, fuck this shit. I'm done. He ends up being late for school. He shows up to school, and we find out that there's 4 exchange students and a new teacher. Bai is the teacher. Aoi, Ilya, Amelia, and Karen are the 4 exchange students. And they all sit in a square around him.
Oh my gosh.
And of course, he's got the typical isekai trope, or not isekai trope, the typical rom-com trope of having the back corner seat by the window. So when they realize it's him, all 4 girls slap him in the face. And that's our intro to Love Flops. That's not the end of the episode. I'm just going to leave it at that. There's more to the episode.
All right, I'll watch it.
It gets so much funnier. But yeah, fucking hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. So we're adding Love Flops to the together list.
I will try to.
All right. I'm going to leave it in. I'm going to put it there for now until you can't.
Yeah.
And finally, the one that I'm shocked that you're not watching with me.
Oh, well, you forgot one more. Married couple.
Oh, I didn't put that there?
Yeah.
I thought you were watching
That's you. I'm not.
Oh. More like shit. Thank you for pointing that out to me. More like a married couple, less like lovers. All right, my bad. I thought I had more. All right, I thought I had less. I was done. All right, cool. So I got one more. Thank you for that. 2 more now. Thank you. More like a couple, more like a married couple, less like lovers. The show it's interesting. It's cringe. It's a little cringe. Not as cringe as Rent a Girlfriend, but a little cringe. The story basically follows. Let me click on the name again so I know. Back up. Where is more like a married couple? Here we go. All right. So the show really follows a set of people. So our main character, his name is Jiro. Jiro is a nerd. He's not really good with women. He's an introvert. He wants to stay an introvert. He doesn't have any interest in anything. Whatever. It is what it is. Right. He has a crush on his childhood friend Shiori. She's a really pretty girl. The only girl he could speak to. Normally, everything is all good. In this class, right? That they take. Oh, and we get an introduction to our other 2 characters. Our other 2 characters are the really pretty girl, the Gyro as they're called. Really pretty girl. Her name is Watanabe. She's a bitch, but she's beautiful. And we get introduced to our 4th main character, the popular hot guy, like fucking amazingly. He's not bad. He's not a dick. He's just really hot. His name is Minami. And so in this class that they're all in, as part of this this curriculum, they basically are for like, I believe it's a semester. I have to double confirm, but for a semester, they get paired in boy girl pairs, and they have to act like a married couple. It's like basically this version of home ec, except they have to act. They live together, and they live together in an apartment. They have separate rooms, and they have to act like a couple, be like a couple, do things as a couple, etc. And you get passing grades based off of how well you do. And so Jiro wants Shiori, and Watanabe wants Minami. So guess what the pairs are, Matt?
What are they, Ethan?
Jiro gets Watanabe, and Shiori gets Minami. And so basically, Jiro is pissed. He's not pissed. He's really upset because he really wanted to be with Shiori, because he wanted to finally finally had the balls to ask her out. And now she's with the hottest guy and the nicest guy in the class. And as he sees them, they're getting close immediately, really close. And he starts like, oh, I'm going to lose her. I'm going to lose her. And meanwhile, Watanabe's pissed because she's got this fucking loser as her fucking partner, and she wanted to have the hot guy, right? And so there's a clause in the deal that said if you rank in the top 10 in couples, you can switch amongst yourselves. So she's like, listen, let's just aim for the top 10, and then we can switch. You could be with your girl, I'll be with my man, and we're all good, right? And so he's pessimistic, She starts acting like really flirty, and then he's all like, scared and shit. And so she calls him out for being a virgin. She's probably a virgin herself, but she's like, virgin coon and shit. But as the episode progresses, they begin to have a connection, which is interesting. And it's going to be one of those slow burn ones where they're going to deny their feelings, but very, very quickly you see it just through episode 1, because it's only been one episode, that there's some sort of connection there, and that like things progress, things happen, things progress. Oh, you're not watching it, so it doesn't even matter. You're probably not gonna watch this. Yeah. But basically, they're like, they get, first off, they start arguing, they get in the negative points, and she's like, how the fuck can we get in the negative points? Like, what the fuck? So she's like, what's it called? Oh, not him. Jiro's friend. We'll move on. They're trying to have this conversation. Then Jiro's friend, his name is Kamo. Kamo comes. He's like, yo, let's go hang out. Let's go to the arcade, whatever. He's like, all right, I'm leaving. And she's like, well, you can't leave without giving me something. And she's like, what do you want? You want food? Or you want a drink? And he's like, no, a goodbye kiss. And so she's trying to get him to get goodbye kiss. And so Jiro's like, all right, you asked for it. And he kisses her on the lips. He walks out, and he's like, oh, I can't believe I had to do that. Meanwhile, Watanabe is like, I didn't tell you to kiss me on the lips, but she's got this face like she's embarrassed, but she liked it. So there's a connection there, and other things happen. The after credit for this was absolutely hilarious. It's like basically he's writing in a journal, and he's like, Watanabe makes these weird noises when she's in the shower, and he's like, oh, I wonder what she's doing, right? Obvious answer, you know what she's doing, right?
Yeah.
Obvious answer. We know if she's making weird noises in the shower, you know what's up. And then instead, his mind is like, oh, she's cringing at the fact that we're together. I cringe every night like this. I understand. No, that's not what she's doing, bro. But in any case, it's not bad. I can tell this show is going to be like super cringy, but it's going to deliver a lot of awe moments, a lot of nice moments between them. And they're going to have there's already a little bit of tension between Shiori and Jiro because of the fact that, there's something between them. There's a genuine connection between them that's unexplored. So, but then you have Minami, there's wrinkles in the fabric of these people's relationships. And so it'll clash at some point, but I'm expecting a lot of awe moments as well as a lot of cringe. That's what I got from that. All right. And then our final one that you're not watching, that again shocks me. You're not watching Bleach.
I will think about it. I'll think about it.
How can you?
Like I said, if it's groundbreaking, I will jump in.
Dude, it's fucking amazing. It's Bleach. It's been 10 years, 6 months, and 13 days since the last episode of Bleach dropped to this 2022 version of Bleach dropped. And you're not watching Bleach. After you've seen the whole series. It's not a matter of, I didn't complete the series, I understand that. You completed the series. And you liked it. And you liked it, right?
I didn't love it. It was okay.
You don't have to love it. I gave it a 3 out of 5. It wasn't
okay. Yeah, that's why I gave it. Yeah, I gave it a 3 out of 5.
Yeah, I probably gave it a little higher. If I gave it a half point, it would be a 3.5 for sure. 3.5 out of 5. But you're not watching it.
I will see.
Oh, good God. Anyway, for now, I've got you on Love Flops, and we'll see what happens with Bleach. But
If there's time, yes.
if there's time for Bleach or if there's time for Love Flops.
Yes.
God damn it. I'm going to put Love Flops here. I'm going to put Love Flops here for now again. I mean, if you watch it.
I'm off Tuesday, so we'll see what happens between Sunday to Tuesday.
Let's see. We'll find out next recording, guys, whether we're going to have more or not. He already convinced me on Maid Wars. It was easy for you to convince me on Maid Wars.
Yeah,
no problem.
That's all you need. Gangster Maze. That's all you need.
Guns. Because like I said, when you read it, literally the synopsis for Maid War is fucking what's it say? The synopsis says Center Universe, coolest hobbies, quirks. In spring 1999, bright-eyed Wahira moved their dreams of being in a maid cafe. Quickly dons, paid with the dour Renko, who never seems to smile. Nagomi must do her best to elevate the pig hut over the other maid cafes, vying for the top ranking. Along the way, she'll slice out a place for herself amid the frills and thrills of life at the pig hut. Just when Nagomi's dreams are within grasp, she discovers not everything is as it seems amid the maid cafes of Akihabara. And nothing at all about any of that. So anyway, we digress. We're going back over to Bleach. Episode 1 was fan-fucking-tastic. Basically, the synopsis of episode 1 is a couple. It's 2 parts. So the first part is we see a really like cool tech. And it said, oh my, like hollows are disappearing around Japan. And they're like, what the fuck? That's weird. So then, damn, do you remember the squad for, what's his face? I forget his name. Let me click on the title.
I hardly remember their names. So.
Oh my God. Here, I'm gonna have to Google. Let's go to Google.
Renji or
no, the evil like scientist fucker.
Aizen?
No, not Aizen. He's still with them. Bleach 13 squad captains. Gote Jusan. Jusan Gote Taicho. I don't know how to say that. That was one of the first things that I ever learned in Japanese. Jusan Taicho. 13 captains. Where the fuck are they? Yep, found them. Mitsuke. 12th Division Captain. There we go. Mayuri Kurosuchi.
Yes, okay.
Kurosuchi. So he's basically in charge of like seeing what's going on. All these hollows are disappearing, and he's like, there's only one group of people that can make hollows completely disappear. It's them. Bleach. Right? So the scene starts off with these 2 brand new Soul Reapers. They enter Karakura Town. Immediately, again, between that animation and the animation of Karakura Town, miles better than 2012. It is a spectacle. It looks like you're watching a premium movie. That's the type of animation we're talking about. Premium quality animation. Wonderful. Right? And so the 2 substitute characters, they're not really important. It's a guy and a girl. They end up basically trying to like, go into town, and they're like, I don't know why we're here. There's a lot of strong hollow that are around here. We're brand new, and this town supposedly has a really strong substitute Soul Reaper. Why do they need us? Doesn't matter. We're here. Let's do it. So he's chilling. One of the guys, I think it's the guy, he's chilling. All of a sudden, a giant fucking hollow comes over, and he gets pussy fried. He's like, oh my God, I'm running away. Nigga-doo. And he gets on the soul phone, and he calls his partner. He's like, where you at? He runs up a flight of stairs, up to the roof of a building, and he sees his partner bloody and dead. Damn near dead. To a even more giant hollow. And so he basically goes and he's like, well, fuck, she's in major trouble. I have to fight these hollows. All right. So as he goes to draw his fucking Zanpakuto, the hollow from earlier slices his neck, and he is bleeding all over. And he's like, wow, I'm going to die. I don't want to die. As he's dying, Orihime saves him and his partner. And we see an intro, and we see Chad come in, and then we see Ishida come in, and then we see Ichigo come in, and we see them basically fucking all 4 of them defeat this giant gang of fucking hollows. in like a crazy, spectacular like fashion. Ishida's ice skating with his Quincy powers, shooting everybody. El brazo del diablo derecha fucking smashes an entire building into a skull. Orihime does her thing to save them and then block a power. And then Ichigo's Bankai, just him pulling his Bankai out, blows up the entire building they're on, basically, and all the hollows disappear. The next day, we wake up and we see our soul reapers that were really hurt. They're good. Apparently, they were asleep for 2 days. Everything's well. They're eating donuts. Ichigo tells me, "You're getting your Gigai and eat a donut with us. It's good. You're good." And then all of a sudden, a funny character comes in to Ichigo's window and was like, "It is I." And he's wearing an Arankar mask. And it's like, "Oh, well, are you an Arankar?" And he gets pissed off later on. He asked that question. He gets pissed off. But as this is happening in Ichigo's bedroom, basically, you get a funny scene with them where he's like, "Get off my bed." And he's like, "I'm not gonna get off your bed." And Ichigo fucking just he fucking Spartan kicks him out the fucking window across the town. So that was funny. Anyway, while this is happening, we hear of members of the Soul Society now disappearing. And we have a couple of the high seats from the 13 captains. They're investigating, can't find anybody. What's going on? Don't know. All right, well, it is what it is. We keep on going with that, but we now know that members of the Soul Society are disappearing as well. And so anyway, we get a battle, and Ichigo's like, "Who are you? Who's this guy? Who's this guy? Who's this guy?" I forget his name. He's not important for now. Who's this guy? And he basically pulls out a Quincy chain and has a giant Quincy thing, and you're like, "Oh shit! Like, is he a Quincy? Like, what the fuck?" He's basically attacking Ichigo with a Quincy weapon. Meanwhile, these group of people, and again, I'm forgetting their freaking name. I don't have the information here. I could Google it, I suppose. Is there any? Here it is. No, I have it here. Never mind. Okay, so these group of people, led by, I don't know how to say his name. It's German. They're basically German. So he's the father of all Quincy's. So basically, these guys are like evil Quincy's. And so basically, they attack. They basically, a group of them attack fucking head captain Yamato. They attack his fucking his area, and they're like, they kill somebody trying to report to him, and then his head captain, his first lieutenant, like the old guy that has like the fencing blade,
right?
They fucking kill him straight up, just with his Quincy powers, fucking kill him. And so as this is happening, Ichigo's fighting, and basically Yamato saves his subordinate, basically. And they name themselves the Wandenreich. I don't know what that means, but it's German. So, and they basically tell him in 5 days the Soul Society is going to be destroyed by the Wandenreich. And so Yamato goes after them, and they disappear. Right, he blows up his whole office, but he disappears. And as he's holding his first lieutenant, the first lieutenant is like head Taicho, Yamato. Their power is that they can do blank with your Bankai. And as we see that blank with Bankai, we see Ichigo pull his Bankai out against the guy he's facing, and the guy pulls out some sort of like weapon, and the weapon is that they can suck the Bankai out of you, so you don't have a Bankai anymore. But Ichigo recognizes this is happening, breaks the fucking bond that's sucking his Bankai out, and almost kills the guy. But before he can basically kill him, the guy disappears.
Well then, fuck.
Yeah. So that's basically what it is. My hot photo here. Hey, we got our first fucking porn bot in the comments. How about that?
Do we?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's on YouTube.
My hot photo here. YouTube. It's on the YouTube.
Oh shit. But yeah, there's a lot of blood. And it's a good looking blood. The animation is superb. The music is the same, which is pretty cool, pretty funny. Yeah, it's solid, dude. It's really fucking solid. I can't wait for the fucking ride.
Alrighty.
I can't wait for the ride, bro.
All right, an hour 15 in. Shall we get to our together stuff?
That was a lot longer than what we thought, huh?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. All right, buddy. Let's go ahead.
All right, reincarnated as a sword.
No, I'm not watching that with you.
You're not watching. I thought you were watching it.
No, I wasn't watching that with you.
Oh fuck!
Go ahead. Another one.
God damn it!
Yet another one.
Basically, a guy died. He's reincarnated as a sword. He's OP with the sword. He can move around on his own. Starts slicing, dicing. He takes the monster's crystals to basically power up, to learn skills. So he's leveling up. He's buffing himself up until he got stuck on the ground. It was like this magic protective thing, so he can't get out. So he's like yelling and begging for help. He's like, there's a free sword here. You can be the strongest. And there's this black cat girl named Fran, who is basically a slave. And as basically the other slaves were dying by this giant monster, she thought she was going to die. And lo and behold, she sees it in front of her. And then she picks it up. It's like, quick, pick me up. I can help you. Just pick me up, damn it. So she actually does. She learns to fight because of him. And then, she cuts this giant monster. She kills the slaver. So basically, her goal is she wants power. She wants to be powerful. Because the Black Cat clan is basically like slaves, useless, whatever you can think of. And she names the sword Shiso.
What the fuck? Oh, what the decline? God damn it!
Yes.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, she names the sword Shisho, and it's like, oh, it's adorable. So yeah, even the sword, he can do fire. He could if it's chipped, it can regenerate. All this shit, like good as new type of ordeal. And Fran and Shisho, they bond pretty well. Even Fran cleans up the sword when it's dirty. It's like, oh, I'm getting pampered. And Fran needs money, so she has to join the Adventurers Guild. And there's this receptionist, Nell. When people like hit on her or like basically treat her like shit, in her thoughts like, go die, please die. She tells them all, please die, until she gets to Fran. Like, oh, like hi, like little girl. So she's like, I want to join. Like, you sure? It's like, yep. Basically, she does a test. Fran's now an adventurer with Shiso. And one of the older guys is like, that's a different sword. Like, with high intelligence. Like, it's not a good sword type of thing. Like, it's cursed or whatever. That was where episode 2 ended. Okay, I thought you were watching this one. I apologize.
No, it was not. Any others, Matt? Because currently I have Maid War, which I'll pick up. The Little Lies We Tell.
Okay, you're watching Boat to the Rock, right?
Yes.
You're watching Raven. You're watching Raven at the Other Palace.
Yes.
You're watching Uzaki.
Yes.
You're watching Batman Evidence.
Yes.
You're watching My Hero.
Yes.
You're watching Spy Family.
I forgot to write that down, but yes.
You're watching Chainsaw.
Yes.
That's it.
Chainsaw, Hero, Chan, Eternity, Rock, Spy, Raven, Eminence, Lies, Akiba. We got him down.
All right. You know what? Let's start with Raven of the Inner Palace.
Yes.
All right, I'll let you lead this one.
Because you don't remember.
But yeah.
Clearly, whatever it said, I'll let you go. That means I don't remember what the fuck happened. No, yes. Raven is a pretty fun show. So basically, excuse me. The show follows Raven. I don't even know how to fucking say their names because this is set in old China.
Which one are you trying to figure out?
I only know the main character whose name is pronounced Jusetsu. Her lady.
Koshu. The man at the beginning was Koshu.
Okay, well he'll be easy to remember. I call him Emperor.
Yeah, the young Emperor. He's Koshu.
Yeah, Emperor. I just call him Emperor. It's easier. But the Raven of the Inner Palace, her name is pronounced Jusetsu. The lady in waiting who she nominated, her name is Juju. And then that's it. That's the only fucking characters like I know how to pronounce. Is Jusetsu and Juju. Where is Raven? So I know at least have the characters up. Raven. That's Bochi. No, incorrect. There we go. Raven of the Inner Palace. Got it.
Empress was Dowager.
Empress Dowager is. We'll get into that story.
Yeah.
Oh, they even write it to you in they write it to you in on analysts. So they have Jusetsu Ryo and Koshu, Juju, AC,
Shuyori,
and Takai, which we haven't seen these two characters. The
Yeah.
I mentioned. We haven't seen them yet. Anyway, all right. So Raven of the Inner Palace. Basically, this girl is kind of like, what would you say, like a witch mat? Is it kind of like witchcraft in a way?
Yes. In a sense, yes.
In a sense, yeah.
Or like witch, sorceress.
Sorceress. That's a good one too. Okay, so we'll say sorceress. So basically, the Raven in the Inner Palace. So again, the show is set in old China, and we have an emperor. The emperor overthrew the old empress, and we find out that there's beef between them, and they're actually related in a way. And so what that is, we don't know quite yet. So we just see that he overthrew her. And so the new emperor comes and was like, I need her help in claiming the life of the Empress Dowager, which is basically the empress they overthrew.
Right.
And so he visits this woman named the Raven of the Inner Palace. Her name in actuality is Jusetsu. And so we find out this girl is 16 years old and she's gorgeous. She's so fucking pretty. She's really fucking pretty. She has dark hair, and we'll get into why she has dark hair later. Basically, he asked for her help in finding out the power behind an earring. And he's like, what's this earring? So he look at the earring, she looks at the earring, uses her powers on the earring, and a ghost, like a demented ghost, comes out of the earring, and she puts it away, and she's like, all right, well, the earring's possessed by a ghost. Clearly it's still relevant because it hasn't found its peace yet. And so who do you know who this ghost is? And they're like, oh, she was the attendant. I think they said it was she was like the attendant of someone who knew who killed my mother. And she basically says the Empress Dowager killed my mother. And we get a story of the background of who the Empress Dowager was, who her mother was, and some of these other characters. And so basically the initial objective is to find out the pieces that will lead him to be able to execute the Empress Dowager with just cause. And so the story basically kind of follows that from that perspective. The the emperor is pretty nice. He's pretty kind, you know, and the Raven is kind of like, she's not feeling it, you know, whatever. She's skeptical. But eventually she does accept she accepts the challenge, I guess, the request, accepts the request. We find out basically and we also find out as they explain who she is, the Raven, the Raven, what the fuck? I forget her name. I was gonna say the Eminence and the Raven. Jesus Christ. The Raven of the Inner Palace, basically, has been like a clan for like generations that the emperor can rely on for any, you know, random deeds or acts or assistance or whatever the case may be, and that they're not necessarily tied to the empire themselves, but because of their unique position and power, they're allowed to stay within the castle, within the empire's grounds, like the whatever, the fortress grounds, whatever the case may be.
Right.
And so basically the emperor and Jusetsu, they have a close working relationship, trying to find out what's going on with it. It's a pretty good mystery that ends fairly short. They give you a definitive conclusion on the mystery by episode 2. Do you want me to go into like what happened or no?
We can do that real quick.
So all right, so basically, well, I have to go over the second part of her hair. So as they're going through, again, she's reluctant, but she's helping him out. That night, after the first night of working together, she heads to a lake and she begins to wash herself. As she washes herself, she washes her hair. Her hair goes from black to white. And as she's washing herself and her white hair is ever clear under like the beautiful full moon night, the Empress shows up and the Raven freezes. Jusetsu freezes. And that's the end of episode 1. Episode 2, we get a story of why she froze. We get a backstory on who Jusetsu was, and we get a backstory on the previous empire. The previous empire basically oppressed this clan of people that all had white hair, basically framed them up for trying to overthrow the government and had them all killed. And so Jusetsu's mother, recognizing the peril that her and her family are in, dyes her hair black. And before she can dye her hair, the secret police or whatever the fuck they are came over trying to find them. So she runs away with her daughter, and eventually, basically hides her daughter in the corner and says, "Listen, don't come out no matter what happens, and I love you." And she goes out there, and they fucking behead her. They kill her.
That's right.
Fucking kill her, and they put her head on a table. And the next time she sees her mother is her fucking beautiful hair flowing in the wind, and she's beheaded. And so she basically has to dye her hair for the rest of her life. She's probably like what, 4 or 5, Matt, at the time?
Yes, about 4 to 5.
4 to 5, and she's 16 now. So this happened a decade ago before all this happened, before the emperor took over. And so she runs away in fear, like, I'm gonna die, like he's gonna kill me. And so the emperor comes over, drops off her washing pail, and said, "You left your washing pail when you were in a rush to get back." And she's like, "Are you not gonna kill me?" And he goes, "I saw nothing tonight. Goodbye." And walks away. Yeah, I don't ask, don't tell, basically.
Yep.
So they continue the next day on their quest to find the earring. They end up speaking to an attendant who had her had her tongue cut out, but can write, and explains the real story of what happened to the emperor's mother. The emperor's mother basically was framed to be killed. The person who put the poison in, again, they killed her for trying to overthrow, again, for trying to kill the emperor. So they had her killed. They killed the woman who framed her, and the person who knew about it, which is the lady in waiting. They couldn't kill her, otherwise it would be too suspicious. So they cut out her tongue and sent her to like a poor part of town to live in. Right. And so we also find out that the mother, they basically said the mother committed suicide. No, the mother didn't commit suicide. They strangled her to death with a cloth. And so as they're coming across this, as they find out this information, basically earlier in the episode, basically Jusetsu and Juju, we forgot to mention Juju. Basically, as Jusetsu was doing her research, she came across Juju, and Juju was getting basically harassed by somebody else, by a lady in the mailing office. And she saves her. She spends a day with her, gets some information on like how the ground, like, or how like the ladies in waiting, they work, etc. And they end up hitting it off. But Juju like likes her. She really likes the Raven. Doesn't recognize she's the Raven. She just knows that she's Jusetsu. And in order to continue on in the process, in episode 2, the Raven of the inner palace, who has never had a lady in waiting, names Juju as her lady in waiting. And she's like, "Oh, I'm the Raven of the inner palace." She's like, "What the fuck? Oh my god!" And she starts bowing down. She's like, "No, you're all good. I named you my lady in waiting because I needed to have access to like these files that said who the ladies in waiting were. So we're gonna go find the lady in waiting." Again, the woman who had her tongue cut out, she was the lady in waiting for the person who they were looking for. As they're going to find this lady, they get attacked by the men that work for the Emperor's Dewegger, and they're about to get attacked. And then so basically the Emperor sends somebody over in order to what's it called, to save her, to watch over her and protect her and stuff. And a second guy shows up and throws a rock at this guy who had a knife, and knocks the knife out of his hand. He runs away though. The next day they find him, and they're like, "Oh, you're the betrothed." They ask who the betrothed was, so they go see the betrothed of the woman who was killed. And you're like, "You're the betrothed?" "Yeah." And I had this earring, and we get the story of the earring. We get the story of basically these two couple, like the princess or whatever the fuck she was engaged to someone in the palace, although she and the betrothed, they were engaged to betrothed. They were childhood friends and lovers, and everything was all good. But she couldn't see him ever again. And so she gave him one earring and said, "Hey, keep this earring. It'll signify how close we are." And she always kept the other earring on until one day the emperor, who was a little boy, sad that her mom died and was crying, asked the lady for the earring as they were talking. And she gave it to him like nothing. And that's why she had the second earring. So basically they give him the first earring. They tell him a story about the fact that the lady is what's it called? Is a ghost, right? She's possessed the earring. She's a ghost, and the betrothed says, "Hey, I want to see my wife one more time. I don't care what she looks like." So Jusetsu uses her power, shows the guy the image of the ghost, but the ghost is calm. Like the ghost is like, yeah, like all like demented, and then it gets calm. And basically the emperor gives the betrothed the second earring and said, keep the earring. And he has both earrings. He holds both earrings up to his betrothed, and the betrothed goes from a demented ghost to being the actual spirit of his love, and basically seeing
And that
her,
was nice.
and that was really nice. Basically seeing the love of her life one more time enabled her to be able to pass on and not be caught up in the not be what's it called, tormented and possessed in the earring. And so there was that. And then basically as a thank you for that moment, the betrothed basically tells him like, hey, I overheard of a plot to kill you, emperor. And like, oh, who did that? Oh, it was a lady from the mailing office speaking to someone else. And so, oh, the lady in the mailing office happened to be the same lady who was abusing Juju. And they find out that the guy that she was speaking to, because she exchanged letters with a guy from somewhere, but they weren't like a lover's letters. It was just like correspondence. We found out the guy she was speaking to was one of the head attendants of the Emperor's Dewegger. They basically arrest them and are able to get a confession out, like, hey, like this whole thing was set up from the get-go, like the current emperor's mother, all this set up. So he gets his concrete proof, and he's able to behead the Emperor's Dewegger for the murder of his mother. And all's well that ends well from that standpoint. The emperor goes over to Jusetsu's chambers that following night and brings her some food, as a thank you, because Jusetsu, fun fact, loved food. And so she's like, in a shocking development, the emperor is like, hey, as he's saying, like, I haven't slept in a couple of days, but he's like, hey, will you be my wife? Basically proposes to her. And Jusetsu's like, what? Like, you're mad. Like, you're crazy because you're exhausted. And he's like, maybe I am, but you're the most beautiful thing I've ever seen since the moment I first saw you. When I asked for your help, like, I knew I wanted you to be my betrothed. And he passes out from exhaustion on her bed. And at first she's like, don't sleep on my bed. What the fuck are you doing? Get off my bed. And then she's like, all right, for one night, I'll let you have sweet dreams. And she uses her magic.
A little bit of tsundere.
Yeah, a little bit of tsundere. Yep. And she basically uses her magic and enables the emperor to have sweet dreams of her and him and her mother. And we get the beautiful OP. By far, I'm sorry, ED. By far, this ED is the most gorgeous ED of the season. I
agree.
Gorgeous. It is gorgeous. She's gorgeous. The series is captivating in its own way. It's unique because it's set in old China. I like it very much.
Yeah, it definitely has potential. I like the atmosphere, I like the background, the animation, how they look. And again, the OP and ED, they fit.
They do. I really like the OP too. You didn't like it as much, but I like it too.
As I speak the ED.
It's jazzy. ED is better, but it's kind of like jazzy. The OP is kind of jazzy, and I dig it. I dig it because of that.
Right, but no, it's definitely a good start.
Yeah.
Alrighty, moving on. Bocchi the Rock.
This was funny.
This was very funny. I didn't expect it to be this funny.
I didn't expect it at first. Like when it first started happening, I was literally thinking to myself, like, oh, it's gonna be like fucking harem, like not harem. What the fuck am I saying? Idol anime. I don't like idol anime. I tried it. I gave it a try. I gave 4 episodes of Love Live. I didn't feel it. It was like, I don't like it. I didn't get anything out of it. So I didn't finish watching it. And I was thinking when I first started, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be like Love Live. Fuck. But it didn't turn out to be that way because it was fucking hilarious.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll go over real brief. It's basically Hitori. She's a shut-in introvert.
Yes.
Who learned to play the guitar.
Yes.
Something that her dad did. And when they were watching music.
And the reason why she got into that is because of the fact, again, she's introverted. She has no friends. And she sees a guy there as part of a popular band. And he says like, oh, I was introverted in school. I didn't have any friends. I didn't like it.
And it clicked with her.
And it clicked with her. She's like, oh, music. I'm able to talk to people. I'm able to communicate and express myself. And she's like, I can do this. And so she learns guitar by herself.
For 3 years.
3 years.
And yeah, she's done really good. She has like a YouTube channel. She wears like a mask. She protects her face so they know it's not
Yeah.
her.
She's got 30,000 subscribers, and her
Yep,
ultimate goal when she first started was like,
comments
yeah, and she's like, her ultimate goal was, hey, I'm
at
gonna
the
play at
festival.
festivals, like I'm gonna have a bunch of friends, I'm gonna have a band. And in the 3 years, how much of that did she accomplish, Matt?
0.
She accomplished none of that. Although she
Yep,
learned to be fucking great.
did.
Like you see her at first, she's like ding ding, like off key as fuck. And then she's trying to read music and she doesn't understand it. She's like, what's with all this English? This doesn't make no sense. Like
Yep.
A minor, D minor, G major. And then in 3 years, she's in the closet, completely shut in.
Electric guitar, shredding it up. Like, geez.
And she's like, all right, let me stop before I annoy my neighbors. But it was
even though she has the headphones on, they can't hear her.
So fucking good though. She was murdering. I was like, God damn. All right, kid.
Yeah. Then she was starting to feel confident. Like, okay, maybe I can do this. And she goes to school, guitar on.
No, she goes to school. Not just that, man.
Oh,
because of the fact she's reading her online comments, and she's like, she's like, I play your music all the time. I started a band. And they're like, like all these people living my dream through my music. And I'm not even living my own dream. And so one of them is like, she happens to read a comment and it says, I need a guitar player for my high school band. And she's like, oh, maybe I'll be noticed. So then, like Matt said, she comes the next day to school. She's all excited. She looks all cool. She's got a bunch of rock stuff on.
No one's talking to her. She's like,
got her guitar put down. Nobody says shit to her.
Yep. She's like slowly taking off these armbands, all of this.
She's like, this is lame. So she goes to a park by herself and she sees a guy there looking lonely as fuck. And she's like, oh, I guess this is the loner's hangout spot. He looks just like me. I bet he's lonely just like me. And then what happened, Matt?
This girl, Nijika.
No, you skipped the part. I said the guy looked lonely, and then what happened? Basically, the guy had a family. He waited for his family. All the family comes. He's like, I can't even find anybody to be lonely with me.
Yes.
And then, as Matt said, a girl comes, Matt.
This blonde hair, and Nijika's like, oh my god, you got a guitar. She's talking about his band. We lost our guitarist quit. You should come with us. And she's like trying to talk. Did this drag her? It's like,
Yeah, her name is Nijika, as Matt said. Yep. And she's super extroverted. And Hitori is losing her shit. She's like, I don't know what to do. Like, she's super socially awkward, super pressured, not feeling it.
Yeah. Then they take her to this like underground type club. Yep. And Rio Yamada, the blue hair girl.
Yep.
They're all talking, trying to convince them to join the band. And it's like, all right, let's practice. They do the song.
Yep.
And they go, you suck.
Yeah, you're off key as fuck.
Yeah, because you find out, she's great on her own, but she hasn't worked with people, so she can't. So she's not matched with those. So she's like, "This is the end. This is the end of his horror." She crawls up with a ball. We get credits. I'm like, what the fuck?
That was funny.
Like, oh god! Like I was like, wait, this can't be. And then like you find out, like, no, calm down, shut up.
Yeah, and so basically they understand like she has severe social anxiety because she's never made friends. But they're like, listen, like, what are you good at? And she's like, oh, well, I play covers. And she's like, you remind me of this girl, with the Guitar Hero. Her online name is Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
And then she's like, I would love to play with Guitar Hero. And internally,
and you find out
you did play with her just now. But then they're like, all right, well, let's just do what you like to do. You know, we'll figure it out later. We have plenty of time to gel. And so they're like, she's like, but I still have the anxiety, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
And so she's like, all right, well, you can play in a box. And so they get on stage and she's playing in a box.
Yep. I was like, but yeah, she's Hitori Bochi from the anime Hitori Bochi. That's stage. Just like, yeah, because
by the way, what does Bochi mean, Matt? By the way, what does Bochi mean? Do you remember what she said Bochi means?
Loner.
Yes.
I was like,
that was depressing. But she loves it. She's never had a nickname before. Somebody gave her a nickname. She loves it. She's like, what's your name? She tells her, her name's Satori. But you're like, what kind of rock name do you have? She could have gone with Guitar Hero, but then she would have exposed herself in front of everybody.
I think they'll find out. They'll find out eventually.
Yeah, eventually. But then she's like, well, what do they call you? Like, they say you or hey there or girl. And she's like, that's not endearing. Fucking, that was hilarious. There was a lot of funniness though. I
enjoy this a lot.
The comedic delivery for a lot of the shit was fucking great, and then the music is solid. It's a musical anime. By default, it's going to win musical anime.
Yeah, I do hope they keep it up though with the comedy.
Yes, I hope so.
If it does, it might be comedy of the season if it keeps up.
No, sorry, I don't know if it'll be comedy this season. It might. It's What are the contenders? We have
Maid War,
Ma-
Spy Family, and fucking Uzaki.
I don't know. Bochi, I will say Bochi and Love Flops made me laugh a little bit more than Uzaki did the last episode. The first episode was hilarious, but
let's get to Uzaki.
All right, let's go ahead and get to
Uzaki-chan wants to hang out double.
Part 2.
Well, it's called Double for the actual title.
Season 2. All right.
Yeah. But yeah, as you know, it's Uzaki, it's Sakurai. They hang out, they're bantering. Everyone's trying to ship them.
Yep.
Itsuhiko, Amy, Akihiko.
Yeah. So first off, how about that flash forward? The Christmas flash forward that opens the season, where they basically end up together. They end up spending the night together on Christmas, and they play video games all night. And then at the end of the night, Uzaki and Sakuragi they cuddle together under the nighttime until the morning, and then cue intro, I should say, for Uzaki-chan. And so that was a flash forward. I think it's a flash forward. We don't actually know. I think it's a flash forward.
Yeah. I said they have a Christmas poster, I believe. So
yeah, it is Christmas.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's where it's going to lead to.
Yeah, I see it.
Hopefully. But yeah, again, all these characters are great again. Amy, fucking simping with the skinny outfits. My God. The maid outfit, the buddy outfit. And he's like, is it for the shop? Don't worry. It's okay. It's fine. And then fucking Sakurai's
yeah.
And then the father is behind him. Deaf Claire.
Oh, yeah. Because she was supposed to close the shop. And she was supposed to just hang out and do nothing. And she's like, oh.
Because he was running errands.
Yeah. And she's like, yeah, you should wear this. You should wear this at work. Wear this at work. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, you should wear this at work. And she ends up being the one wearing it.
Yep. Good idea. You wear it. And then the next one, basically, Uzaki keeps Sakurai up at night for playing video games. Yep. He's tired. He has his head down in class. Yep. Uzaki's with friends. Like, so what's with you and that guy? He's like, I'm hanging out with him as a favor and all this. At least
pity, and he gets pissed.
Itsuhito is just like, just keep your head down. Like, and he sees the glow, like he heard it all.
Yeah, he did.
And then they cuddle together in the end of that one episode, and the next episode picked up where they left off with that.
They're still cuddling. Everyone's taking pictures and video.
And Uzaki woke up first. She was freaking out. Amy's like, I missed it.
Yeah, and they're like, don't worry, we'll send it to you.
And then we get the soccer.
Oh, that was funny too.
Yeah, like these free college kids.
So basically, what's it called? Because Ami missed it. Ami's like, I missed it, da. So then Sakuragi and Uzaki are like, hey, let's all hang out together on Saturday. Okay. So they go shopping. She goes shopping for a bathing suit, and we find out why are they shopping for a bathing suit, Matt?
Yeah, because he complimented Amy when she had her bathing suit, that one in season 1 with the beach episode.
Yeah, she got slapped, and so then randomly,
he's like, compliment her first, not me.
Yeah, and so she Sakuragi fucking compliments Uzaki, and now she wants to wear bathing suits for senpai, which is funny. But anyway, after that, they go have food, and then after that, they go to a soccer field.
Yep, they were playing. Sakuragi Sakurai was learning soccer.
Yep,
from Itsuhito.
He sucks, but his friend is fucking awesome.
Yeah, but he's like, oh, I'm okay at all this. He sees the other free college students that he was at this party with, house party. Yeah, it's a fucking fraternity. It's fraternity.
So they basically went to a mixer, and what's it called?
They're like bullying these junior high school soccer kids.
Yeah, these 3 kids are bullying these middle school kids, and so
you find out they can't talk to women. They can't.
Yeah, we find out from Sakaki that that these guys suck at talking at women, and that he took all the girls, and he basically he stung each of them with like, oh, you didn't let them talk, you fucking
You talked about yourselves.
Yeah, you talked about yourself and whatever the
None
fuck.
of this shit. And yeah, I was I actually paid attention to them.
Yeah. So then
And
they're like, "Oh, this is not
okay,
fair. Let's play soccer 3-on-3." And I'm
yeah,
like, "All right."
if you win, we'll pay for this. But if we win, you have us say hi to those girls over there.
And they're like, "Well, we can't tell you about the pipsqueak, but the other one's free."
Yeah, yeah,
That was funny.
they're all playing, and they got to like
I mean,
Sakurai.
Sakaki is OP as fuck. He's super good at the guys from Blue Lock should get Sakaki.
Yeah, yes. I was like, dude, get him. You probably make it to the finals at least. Like, holy
Yeah,
shit.
you'll make it in the World Cup if you get Sakaki. He's really good. He beats the three of them by himself, 12-0.
He gives Sakurai the ball. Like, it's okay. Let's make this shot. And then he all of a sudden goes like hardcore gamer mode, kicks the ball,
and what does he do? He smashes one guy's teeth in. He smashes another guy's orbital bone in. And then the third one, he crushes his skull, the goalie, and scores a goal. And they're all unconscious.
And they all run away.
They all run away. They're like, all right, thank you. And they leave.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad the humor is still here.
It's still there.
This was
That's
fun.
not all, Matt. Fun. What else happened in that episode?
Udon,
yes. So they basically...
it involves Uzaki's mother.
I loved Uzaki's mother. So basically, ever since season 1, Sakurai has loved making udon, and he's become an expert at making udon. And he has so much udon, he can't eat it all.
Unfortunately, Uzaki's like, you're not cutting it right. It's all
we'll get to that. We'll get to that. So she brings him udon, like, oh, here's the udon, thank you so much. And then at that point, Uzaki's like, oh, you don't cut it right. Like, nobody wants your fucking noodles because they're blah, blah, blah. And she's like, show me how to do it. And so we see Sakuragi there. And then so as we see that, of course, Uzaki's mom is oblivious to the fact that Sakurai doesn't like her sexually, but she thinks, oh, he wants to fuck me. My daughter's boyfriend wants to fuck me. And so she's got in her head. So she's like, I'm going to try and like turn the tables.
But that's the thing. She wants it.
She does want it. So she basically, she's like, she lets Sakurai cut the noodles and she goes to the living room. She's like, Hana, come here. Like, oh God, Usaki. And it's basically like, so how are you and Sakurai? And I forget, she says something, and then basically her mother,
she was talking about how they were cuddling together.
Yeah, the mother said something. Hey, what's up, buddy? Oh, sorry, my cat just tapped me because he wants me to pet him. Anyway, so she said something, and basically Usaki thinks that the mother knows about the cuddling incident. So she starts describing the cuddling incident, like he wouldn't let go. I told him to let go, but he wouldn't stop, and he just held me, and I thought he'd never stop holding me, and he was so hot. And she was just giving details like about cuddling, but because of fucking Uzaki's mom's fucking brain thinking about fucking, she's like, oh my God, my daughter's a whore. She's like, my daughter is being slutted out by this fucking guy. Like, I can't believe my daughter's doing that. And when she's done describing just the cuddling scene, the mother thinks her like fucking Uzaki just got jizzed on everywhere. And she's like, I'm going to go lay in bed. The stress of this is too much.
Very funny.
Very fucking funny. And the episode ends with the rest of Uzaki's family coming home.
Yeah.
So.
And then it's like, oh yeah, Senpai made this, and the little brother thought the senpai's this hot girl.
Yeah.
I like that they fixed Uzaki's fang instead of just making her skin like the tooth.
Oh yeah. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, it's an actual tooth now. They upgraded the budget.
I don't understand why all the Japanese like have fangs.
I've been in Japan. I haven't seen that.
It's a thing. We've been told it's a thing.
Yeah.
Like there are women that actually get it like cosmetically done.
All righty. My Hero Academia.
Solid.
We're at the Liberation arc.
Yes.
It is great.
Solid.
Fuck. What's the bunny hero's a badass.
The bunny hero. Oh, Miko. Mirko.
Yes. She was great. I got vibes from Black Clover.
She can fuck me.
Oh yeah. No, with those thighs, fuck.
Oh yes, crush me, bitch. Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, I definitely got Black Clover vibes from her from Marlena.
Marcielona. Yeah, Marcielona. Yep.
Yeah, fucking like a beast.
Yeah, I'll find out when I kick you.
Yeah,
kick me, bitch.
Yeah, like she decapitated a guy with her thighs.
Yeah, she decapitated a Nomu with her
fucking Nomu. Yes.
Fucking crazy. But no, like it's really fucking good, dude.
But yeah, we got more of a like they're focusing more on the doctor for a little bit.
Yeah,
Also, the relationship between Twice and Hawk.
that was really nice. I think they're gonna convince. I think they're gonna convince Twice to come to the hero side.
I think Twice and Toga.
I don't think they're gonna convince Toga.
I think she's able to.
You just want to see her fucking be with with
Deku,
Deku more
Uraka,
than you want Ochako.
I want a freeway.
It's not gonna happen. Ochako doesn't roll like that.
Yeah. That and again, Shigaraki, he's still someone I can't see him redeemed.
No, he's done.
He has to die, type of thing.
Yeah, he's gonna
like even with the tragic backstory, it's like you can't. I can't redeem this guy.
He's gonna die in place of All for One.
Yeah, I can see it.
All for One's the final villain. Unless
All for One takes his body.
I think All for One is gonna escape. He's gonna rise to power at the cost of Shigaraki somehow. I think All Might dies.
He should
dies because of this. Because of whatever the fuck happens, like All Might one more time has to go into battle, and
I feel like he's gonna try to talk to Shigaraki like a pep talk, like try to come back, try to bring him back, and it's about to happen, but he just
maybe
changed his mind, saying it's like too late, type of thing.
Maybe, yeah,
and he gets him right there.
I could see that for sure.
But I think for All for One, I think he just prepping Shigaraki's body take over. He has all these quirks. He can give them to all of them to find a way to transfer his body, to fuse.
I could see it. So it's gonna be fucking great. But no, like even this arc is so fucking good. And then like I was mentioning earlier, they in the episode 2 they start delving a little bit into Jiro and Kaminari's feelings.
Yeah,
which was very, very welcome.
But we welcomed it.
I love shit with romance. So like channel protecting the thing you care about most deep in your heart. And he looks over at Jiro, and Jiro said, "Do your best, Kaminari."
But yeah, I think this is gonna be great.
It's just 2 episodes in, and it's fucking great. The action's great. It's very back and forth. Everything is engaging. Everything is engaging.
Yeah, and these fights are gonna be nuts. Let's see if they can actually carry it out for this whole season.
Aizawa's fucking erasing everything left and white. Fucking Endeavor's hellfiring everything.
Yeah, sorry, and we haven't gotten the Class 1A yet. We haven't gone through the rest of the villains yet.
Correct. They just started prepping Shigaraki's body because he's at 71% or something.
Yeah, and I like that they're giving the screen time to the Doctor, which we thought he was just a throwaway in the first episode. Oh, you can have a quirk, but Ujiko, he was friends with All For One. He was like the right hand man.
He was the right hand man of All For One, and freaking was the one who basically set everything up. Yeah.
Yeah, helped with the Nobus. He made the Nobus for him. He was doing all this shit. It's like it's fucking nuts. You didn't expect it.
Yep.
Even though then again they kind of spoiled it for one of the movies, the second movie, where he was like in there for that little cameo.
Who?
The Doctor. Yeah, he was like with Dobby and all that.
Didn't even make that idea.
Yeah, he was there. Like, oh, they kind of spoiled that already. I knew from the manga, but I was like, oh, that's early.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, it was very quick though.
Didn't even realize that correlation.
Yeah. All right, 3 more to go.
All right, we're busting through these.
The Eminence and Shadow.
The Batman.
This was surprising.
Batman. I love Adam West Batman. My favorite Batman.
Oh yeah, I don't know if they missed it, but did they explain how he got reincarnated?
No, he basically
like the first episode was basically current timeline.
Yeah, current time. So basically, we get this guy. I forget his name. It's not important at this stage.
No, it's not.
It's not important. But basically, we get the story of this girl, right? A rich girl, former. I guess she's the daughter of an actress, and she gets stalked. She got kidnapped once. And her biggest fear is of kidnapping, but she's like a really popular girl. Everyone loves her. And there's one guy in her class that doesn't remember her name, doesn't give a shit about her, and it bothers her to death, right?
Yep.
And so, basically, this guy quiet, doesn't say anything, but he trains and he wears weighted stuff, things of that nature. And we find out basically like he's quiet for a reason. And so as we see the girl come in, what's it called? We see I forget her name now. I think her name is Akira, might be Akira. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The girl gets kidnapped again. Long story short, the girl gets kidnapped again.
We don't see her again. Akane.
Okay, so Akane gets kidnapped again. And the last thing she sees before, because they poison her with chlorophyll, right? They put chlorophyll in her nostrils. Chloroform in her nostrils. Before she passes out, she sees the guy from her class staring at her get kidnapped. And she wakes up. The guy's like, "Oh, you woke up? Like, all right, let's have some fun while we wait for this ransom from your rich family." And he begins to try and rape her. Like, they fucking cuts her shirt open. You see her bra.
This military guy that just wants to get laid, wants action.
Basically, yeah. And then all of a sudden, we see a character drop down from the ceiling of this like abandoned warehouse.
Yeah.
And he's wielding freaking what's it called? Tire irons.
Yes.
He's got 2 tire irons, and with ease, he beats the shit out of these guys. He beats both of them to the brink of death with a fucking tire iron. That guy who dropped through the fucking ceiling is this guy's is Akane's classmate, the quiet guy. And basically, the next day she goes to school like nothing happened. And the guy who didn't recognize her name, didn't give a shit about her, gave a shit about her, said her name accurately. And it caught Akane's attention. Like, oh, I wonder what happened. And then Truck-kun got his ass.
Yep.
These two fucking former U.S. Army guy couldn't get him, and the guy with a gun who's a psychopath couldn't get him. And he's done this apparently plenty of times to other fucking terrorists and rapists and whatnot. But he couldn't fucking survive Truck-kun. Good old Truck-kun.
I love how they play it off like at the very end, like the very end of that. Instead of just the beginning of the episode, like, okay, like, oh, this is where we're going. Shit.
Basically. And so the whole idea of it is basically the guy wants to basically be like in a shadow superhero. He wants to be like some sort of like hidden superhero.
Kind of like Batman.
Kind of like Batman. And at the end of episode 1, we see him and a gang of women, and they're flying like Batman. And so we nicknamed it the Batman anime. But episode 2 was fucking great as well.
Now we know his new name, Sid.
Sid, yep, CID, Sid. And we don't know how he was reincarnated. He's just like, I woke up and I'm a baby. Oh, I'm not crying though because this is all weird. Holy shit, there's magic! I'm so excited. There's magic. Oh my god. Oh, I took a shit. Oh,
yeah, it's like how do I use this power? I crushed myself.
Anyway.
And then you see him. Yeah, then the casual stuff. He's going through his training.
Yep.
And his sister kicks the shit out of him.
And his sister's really good, really, really good.
Yeah, Claire. Yeah,
Claire, really, really good. And he basically begins to fake like sucking. Like he's like, I'm mediocre. Like I don't care. Like I'm just trying to be a background character. Like, and so the sister constantly beats him up, constantly beats him, and he's perfectly content with that because in the nighttime. He's fucking OP as shit.
Exactly.
He is ridiculously OP.
Slicing people to
he's fucking slicing people like crazy. There's Matt said, crazy blood and gore. I mean, Chainsaw Man takes the cake in terms of blood and gore this season. But if it wasn't, it would be a decent amount of gore that we get from this show. And the characters, it's funny because basically after he slices these people up, he takes a chest of gold, typical, right?
Yep.
And he sees a rotting magical corpse of some description. And the thing is, he can't test his magic or his weapons on people because they all die or they would die. So he's like, he basically has something that he can pump unlimited magic into and it's already fucked up. It's already going to die anyway. So he's like, I'll just use you as my fucking pet. Until one day he's able to figure out like the instability in that pet's magic and fixes it. And what comes out of that pet, Matt?
This naked elf.
A beautiful naked elf girl. And so
this was Alpha, right?
Alpha. This is Alpha. Her name, he names her Alpha. And the reason why he names her Alpha is when she wakes up, she's like, I gotta look cool. So he stands there and he's like, oh, I'm the one who saved you. And then he's got this face like, I'm the one who saved you because I'm Shadow and I'm OP. And then she's like, oh, how did you save me? Like, what happened? And they're like, oh, you were cursed. Cursed by these bad guys. These bad guys are the cult of Diablos, and they curse people. And he basically bullshits his way into like making himself look cool in front of this girl named Alpha.
It worked.
But not it worked, Matt. This bullshit was real.
Yeah.
There actually is an evil cult, powerful cult named the Cult of Diablos that's out in the world. And Alpha is obsessed with them because of this lie that fucking Shadow, Sid, told her. And now she hires a bunch basically recruits a bunch of other female associates, like Beta, a cat girl, an elf, like various girls of various degrees, and they all are Shadow's crew. They call themselves the Shadow's Garden, and they go around being OP as fuck. Episode 2 basically focuses on the fact that they abduct Sid's sister, the OP girl Claire, and basically they knock Claire unconscious with a punch. The guy the main bad guy.
Yeah, after basically cutting her arm because they mentioned her brother.
She busted through one chain and she couldn't get out the other chain, so she broke her own wrist to fucking fight the guy, and then got fucking just decked in the fucking face. The guy just fucking just one shot, wham, decked her in the fucking face.
Yeah,
and knocked her unconscious. And at the same time as this happens, basically, we see Sid and Shadow's Garden bust in, decapitate, mutilate motherfuckers, and they have a fight with the main bad guy. The main bad guy takes some demon pills, and he becomes even more OP, and he manages to escape. And the girls are like, let's go after him. And Alpha's like, no, don't worry about it. Sid's got this. He went to where he's going to go. And everyone's like, oh my God, Sid is amazing. Sid is amazing. And one of the quirks, which is kind of funny about this show, is these girls think that Sid is amazing. Like, he's the most amazing character. He's brilliant. Yeah. And he isn't. He just gets lucky. He gets lucky and finds their location. He gets lucky that this bullshit story is real.
And that this cult actually exists. They pulled out of his ass.
Yeah, he pulled it out of his ass, but it's real. Got lucky for that. And then when he's going to fight the bad guy, he's like, oh, I got lost trying to find the bad guy. Well, fuck. And then the bad guy shows up in front of him, and he's like, oh, I got lucky. I found him.
He's basically fucking hides.
Yeah, so he dude. But then he gets into a fight with the main bad guy. And again, Sid is OP as shit. Super fucking OP. Like, ridiculous. Like, literally, like, you see earlier in that episode 2, he faces his battle again in a sparring match before she gets abducted. And, like, he literally freezes time, right? And, like, zigzags in and out and figures out a pattern where he could cut her fucking throat in an instant, but then reverts time back, basically, and is in the position, and then gets yeeted into a fucking river. And she's like, I give up, sister. You're so much more powerful than me. Because he's trying to maintain that bullshit. And it's interesting because the sister even said, they're like, oh, every time I battle, I learn more from my brother, but my brother doesn't learn jack shit from me. Like, it makes no sense. But she doesn't know secretly that this guy is fucking ridiculously OP and has been learning.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and then all of a sudden, has the Shadow Girls go to him saying, "Oh yeah, we're leaving."
Yeah, that's how episode 2 ends. They're like, "It's time."
I was like,
what? What? Obviously, that's not the case, but
I know. I think that was gonna happen. But yeah, that was really good.
It's really good. Like I said, a shocking amount of blood, really cool animation, really cool musical composition, and a little bit of humor as well. A little bit of humor as well. So what, Matt?
And very nice designs too.
Yeah, for sure. And we call it the Batman anime, but no, really solid, really, really solid. Looking forward to how this continues as in a season with with a few sleepers as well as a lot of hype anime. That might be one of the top sleepers.
I agree. If it keeps, that's gotta keep up.
You see what Angel wrote about Chainsaw Man?
Yeah, he's got a boner for Chainsaw Man, which will be our main event after this co-main event.
The co-main event of the evening.
Spy Family is back with part 2.
Yes. Hold on. You like Spy Family. Oh, Spy Family has been better. I will admit, Spy Family this season has been better than not, for sure.
Yeah, I still enjoy it very much. It's not more for you, especially since you don't like Anya.
I don't fucking like Anya.
Because again, she's more the main character than Lloyd and Yor.
Mm-hmm.
I know this was nice. I bet we picked up where we left off. Anya wants a dog.
Yeah,
they're going around, and of course, Lloyd gets a mission, So he has to go to the bathroom for 5 hours.
It's like 8 hours.
I
Because he
love
literally
how-
it's like early morning, and by the time the episodes end, it's sundown.
I love how Anya's like, Papa takes a lot of shits. Let's not wait for him. Yours like,
And
watch your
Papa's like,
language.
you gotta watch your mouth, but good save.
What's going on? And yeah, you find out that these terrorists are making dog bombs. Basically,
Yep.
the dogs are going to be the kamikazes.
Yep.
Go in, blow up.
Yep.
And of course, one of them is this giant white dog. His name,
Yep.
his name's Bond, but you know that's later.
Yeah, we don't know his name as of yet.
Yeah, but I had to call him something, or just Doggy, White Doggy,
White doggy. That's racist, Matt.
Yeah, I know.
I'm offended.
Fine, the dusty roads, baby.
Dusty roads. Hard times.
That's hard times, baby. When I got abused as a bomb dog, I'm gonna get the people for the little girl, baby.
Oh my god. Anyway,
Okay, so while Lloyd's taking care of his mission, you're looking around for the dogs, and there was nothing they found. But Anya sees the dusty dog.
Yep.
And then
it's mine.
Yeah, I know. She can read his mind. Like their abilities connect to one another.
Mm-hmm.
And then she sneaks out, and because of this, Yor is freaking out. She wonders she thinks that one of the dogs ate her, or one of the guys kidnapped her to marry her.
Mm-hmm.
But we go to Anya. He overhears the terrorists and the dog and all this. So I was like, oh shit, she heard everything. We gotta kill her. She found a way to escape. Right in the doggy, one of the terrorists comes in, and out of nowhere, Yor with this death glare kicks one of them.
Yeah, for real. Just
wham,
and he ping pong. Ding 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 ding.
Yeah, and just hold on. The like Anya is too young to be married. That was where that episode ended. One of the other, it's like, oh, all right, other dog, go get her. She has this growl face. Mean dog face. This dog runs away.
I was like, fuck that bitch. Literally.
Yep. What you call it? They knock the terrorist. Yor knocks the terrorist out. She talks to the police.
Yep.
But Anya gets a vision because of the dog, and she sees a building blowing up.
Yep.
And Lloyd's dead.
Yep.
So Anya starts freaking out.
Yep.
They're trying to look for the bomb. Eventually, they find the bomb, but okay, I had to cut the right. There's a red wire and there's a blue wire. I gotta cut one of them. They're both blocked. They can't do it. It's like they shows are lying to me.
Yep.
And so she has no way to disarm it, cut it, anything like that. So she's like crying. She doesn't know what to do. But so she grabs ketchup.
Yep.
And starts drawing on the doors. No, and all this. Anya gets away. She's like, I hope you read my important cryptic note. And it's just no type of thing. Mm-hmm. And then Lloyd was about to open it, but was like, hold on. And then, he goes like a mirror type of thing, sees the bomb on the other side. They're able to disarm it. Mm-hmm. Then we cut back to one of the terrorist guys in a car trying to leave. And he sees one guy chasing him. This old guy is like, okay, he's not gonna catch up to us. He's like running, flipping on shit. It's like, how the fuck is he doing this? Okay, they get caught, but Lloyd has to leave because again, the secret police are coming, so it's out of our hands. Mm-hmm. All three about to meet up, and episode ends. Mm-hmm. Very nice. Nice to see the Forger family again. Did you like those two episodes?
I did. They were better than any of the episodes I thought, in my opinion, fucking last season. Just these two alone. No, I'm lying. The dodgeball episode is the best episode that season.
Oh yeah, no, that was excellent.
The dodgeball episode, it's gonna be hard to top the dodgeball episode. But no, it's engaging. I don't like Anya, but
we know you don't.
You know, what are you gonna do? You know, it's solid. It's good storyline.
Yeah.
It's a good story, pal.
Yeah, and their chemistry together is great. Like, just try to hide their identities, but these little subtle hints.
Yep.
And now we got a dog out of it, and I like him. I like his bark. Boring.
Whoa.
It's just adorable.
Whoa.
Alrighty. All right. Main event time. one of the most hyped up animes of the year. This was hyped up, planned since Tact OP came out last year.
Was it really that long?
Yeah, yeah, it got announced when that was basically getting set up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's finally here, Chainsaw Man.
Yes.
It follows Denji. We got Jujutsu Kaisen vibes.
I
He
definitely got Juju vibes. As soon with that OP, definitely.
Yeah, with that and yeah, same studio, Mappa.
Makes total sense.
Yeah, basically we follow this protagonist Denji who lost an eye, a
He didn't lose an
kidney.
eye. So basically,
Stole it for
run it back,
money.
run it back, run it back, run it back. So his dad was a deadbeat piece of shit that committed suicide, and he had over like 50 million in fucking 50 million yen in debt, which is like the equivalent of like 500, I think $500,000,
I will check.
something like that, $500,000 in debt. And so they asked this fucking 10-year-old kid, like, "Hey, you better come up with 700,000 yen by tomorrow, otherwise we're gonna kill you." And so, and he owed the debt to the Yakuza.
That's $7,000 also.
Yeah,
700,000. Yeah.
yeah. So basically, as he's like, again, he's like a 10-year-old kid, and he sees they have devils. They have these like animals called devils, and so he sees a puppy with a chainsaw on its face, and he sees that it's wounded, and he's like, "Here, come bite me. I heard that if devils drink human blood, they heal themselves." And so he bites him, and he's like, hmm,
Hold on. You said 50 million yen, right?
"Yeah."
That is $340,000.
So that's the debt. It's approximate because by the time the show happens, he freaking gets
But yeah, it's around 300 to 400K. We'll say.
yeah, basically. So what happens is again we're telling the backstory of what's his name again? Denji. So then yeah, Denji basically he's like, this isn't for free. He's like, I'm gonna use you and we're gonna survive together because neither of us
You
want
help
to
me, I'll
die.
help you.
And so the next day we see him kill a demon with Denji the chainsaw puppy, and is like, why don't you use me as a demon hunter? And so for the last I don't know how many years, I don't know. Do you know how old Denji is? We don't know, right? He's
No,
gotta be an adult at this stage.
he's 17 right now.
He's 17. Okay, and he was like maybe like
16,
7,
17. So we'll say
10 years.
I get. Was he demon hunting that long?
At least 7 years. He's got to be at least no more than. He can't be no more than 10 in that flashback.
It had. I don't know. I'll research that later.
Okay. But in any case, basically, so like, all right, so the Yakuza hire him to be a thing. And in the process of him trying to pay off this debt, he works for the Yakuza. He works for cheap. He sold his left eye for 300,000 yen. He sold his eye. Was it for 300,000? No, yeah, he sold his eye for 300,000. He sold his
kidney.
One of his kidney for 1.8. He sold one of his left nut. He sold his left nut basically for less than 100. And so he basically sold off.
It's still not enough.
And at the time that he looked at, he's like, oh, after he killed the monster and got like 70 something, I think it was like 7. He's like, we'll pay you 400,000 yen. He's like, awesome. And he takes home 70,000 yen. And he's like, after that, after all his fees and stuff he has to pay, he basically
$7.
He gets $18, right? $7. He gets $7, and he's got to make that last a month. And he's like, well, I guess we're gonna have a slice of bread. And so at the time that basically this shit happens, he's 38.8 million in debt. So he erased maybe, I don't know, 12 million or some shit like that. Who knows? But in any case, basically, we see him in a shack, and he's with his
Pochita,
demon puppy called named Pochita, and what's it called? He coughs. He's like talking about his dream. He's starving. He can't sleep, and he coughs blood.
Yeah.
And he said, my mother died of an illness where I think she coughed blood, like some sort of heart illness or lung illness. So he's basically on the path to die like his mother. And so he gets a knock at the door. It's his handler saying, hey, we got a demon to kill. Let's go. So they go to an abandoned factory, and they lead him to like the middle of the factory. And basically the Yakuza who he's been working for sold his soul for demonic power, and he gets stabbed. Denji gets stabbed. Him and Pochita gets stabbed. And we find out that the Yakuza was actually manipulated by this devil, and said like, oh, I just offered a little bit of demonic power and they got it, but they turn into zombies and they're dead, and I get to keep all their power and whatnot, whatever the fuck. And so she sicks the zombies on him. Denji tries to run, but he and Pochita are stabbed and they're bleeding out. And eventually he gets fucking
the zombie catches up. Yep.
And they slice him to fucking death. He's bits and pieces. He's dead, bits and pieces. But a trickle of blood
goes into Pochita's
mouth. And we get another flashback of when he was cutting trees for 60,000 yen a tree. And he tells
Pochita, I've always said he got 60,000 a year.
I thought, it was 60,000 a year?
Yeah.
Okay, my bad. So anyway, so he tells Pochita, he's like, hey, like I'm poor, like we're gonna have bread, whatever. And he's like, listen, he's like, if I die, I heard demons can take over your bodies. I want you to take over my body. You can have my body, and I want you to live my dreams for me. And Pochita's like, okay,
like live a normal life type of
live
thing.
a normal life, yeah. So we basically see them in the afterlife after Pochita drinks his blood. What's it called? We see them in the afterlife, and he's like, oh, Pochita, you are you claiming my body? And Pochita speaks to him, and he goes, yes, Denji, I'm claiming your body. I always loved hearing.
It's like I actually want you say you want to make a deal.
Yeah, I was gonna get to that. He's like, I love listening to you talk. I always loved being your pet, and I care about you, Denji. So I'm gonna make a deal with you. I'm gonna take your body, and you're gonna show me the dreams in your heart. And he says, okay. And then we see Denji fucking merging with
they merge together. Yep.
And eventually Denji wakes up and he's like, oh, I'm alive. And Denji has all of his parts. He got his nut, he got his kidney, he got his eye back. It's all restored. Yep. And so basically the demon, the devil, was like, oh, you what the fuck, you're alive? Like, okay, well, go zombies, eat him. And they begin to eat him. But before they begin to eat him, Denji realizes, oh, he's got Pochita in his heart, because there's a drawstring coming out of his heart.
Pulls it.
So he pulls the drawstring, and fucking Chainsaw Man is born.
Yep, and he's first they all tackle him to try to eat him, and then he fights off slicing, dicing, getting at everyone, cutting the guys, cuts his boss. His debt is cleared,
and he slices everyone, including the devil, to death. And he realizes, like, just as Matt said, like, hey, all you guys are Yakuza. Oh, I don't owe the Yakuza anymore because you sold your souls to the devil. And you're all dead anyway.
And he killed the guy that he owed money to.
Yep, and he killed a bunch of guys. Eventually, he kills them all throughout the night. And the next morning, blood and like gore. Fucking, I gotta sound like Paul Heyman. Gore!
Yeah. And then
it was gory, blood galore.
Yes.
And so the next morning,
we get waifu of the season, Makima.
Yeah, so we see a car pull up to the station. 3 guys pull up, and they're there to kill the devil. And they see, well, somebody beat us already to it. And in the farthest corner is Denji, Chainsaw Man, and he's delirious.
Well, though, he's like standing, barely tired,
standing, delirious, and they're like, oh, there's one devil left. So then we get our girl, who they don't mention her name. You mention her because you know the story, but
no, I thought they said her name.
No, they didn't.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, Makima. So Makima goes, and Denji goes to her, and she says, "Hug me." And as he's collapsing from exhaustion and from his power, and so
he said it to her, yeah,
he said it to her, and so Makima basically hugs him, and the chainsaw facade melts, and he's human, and she's like, "Oh, you're human," and because at first she recognizes, like, you have a funny smell, you're not a demon, but you're not human either. So then the facade comes out, he's human, and that's what we see. He has his eye, all that again, and she's like, "Okay," he's like, "You're human, that's good," and she's like, "I'll give you 2 choices. You can die a devil, or you can die a human," which we also find out is not what the manga says.
You become my pet.
Yeah, the manga says you'll be my pet human. But she's like, "I'll feed you," and she's like, "I'll make sure you're fed." That's basically what it says. A human, I'll make sure you're fed. And he goes, "What's for breakfast?" And she goes, "Bread with jelly."
You son of a bitch, I'm in.
Salad. And she's like, yeah, he's like, you son of a bitch.
He heard the bread with jelly like they wanted.
Yep. And that was his dream. He's like, I want to have bread with jelly and I want to feed it to you, to Pochita.
Yeah.
And cue credits.
And we got our first ED. Nice.
Yeah, nice.
We're getting 12. We're getting 12 of them.
It was a nice ED, yeah. I forgot about that we are getting 12 EDs.
Yeah, one per episode.
Yeah. Wow. So you really have to listen to them all. Fuck, man. Crazy.
Yeah, I do anyway. So
I've gotten into the habit of listening to more OPs. I skip ED sometimes, but
I don't skip them. The only one I skipped was Harm Labyrinth's ED because I didn't care for it.
Yeah.
That was it. I just watched them all.
Yeah, I guess. So yeah,
alrighty.
Solid shit, pal.
Great fall start.
You know what's crazy? We spent an hour on individuals and we spent another hour on togethers. That worked itself out.
Yeah. All right. So, what are your top 5 for just first impression? Like, what are the 5 premieres?
Excuse me, guys. Sorry. In no particular order.
Yep. No
Chainsaw
particular
Man,
order.
Bleach, Eminence, Flops. That 5th one is tough. I'm gonna say Raven because I expected great things from My Hero, and it's tough. I'm either gonna say Raven or Bocchi. It's so tough to get that 5 because I've got so many solid ones. Everything. There have been a bad episode. Even Boruto, that's been a continuation. It was really good. The worst one, I can tell you this. I think the worst one, Peter Grill, because it's Peter Grill, and More Than Married a Couple But Not Lovers was a bit too cringe for me.
Right.
But that's it. Everything else has just been fuego. It's been fuego. So without a doubt, Chainsaw Man, Bleach, Love, Flops, and Eminence are my top 4 that made the biggest impression. That 5, I guess I can claim a tie between Raven and Bocchi. I guess I can say that.
For me, Chainsaw Man, Eminence, Maid War, Bocchi the Rock, and we'll go Spy Family.
Okay. I'm gonna watch Maid War tomorrow.
Yeah, and my disappointment is Apartment Complex. That was my only week episodes.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh yeah, closing thoughts before we get out of here.
I'm appreciative of the fact that my season is slow. For the most part, it'll be a little bit less, I guess, once we get our final 2, which is 4 Lies and then To Your Eternity. At least that'll be for me.
Yeah, Eternity we won't get to probably in 2 weeks at this point because not the 23rd.
Yeah, for sure.
So basically the only ones that aren't going to qualify animated season is Eternity, Academia,
Eminence,
Blue Lock, and maybe Gundam, depending on if it's split up or continuing.
I'm still debating on Gundam.
I'll give it one more episode. I'll let you know. But like when I watch the next episode, I'll let you know if it's worth checking out.
Yeah, because the main reason why I'm watching Gundam is literally for the Yuri. That's one of them. It's not gonna, and I can tell it's gonna be one.
It's not even the main focus of the thing.
And that's not the main focus. I don't think they're gonna stay together either. I don't.
Probably not. No. I think they'll be friends. Sure.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's gonna transition more into a heterosexual relationship. I can't wait for January 23 though, because I did show you. I don't think you mentioned that in your news. The one that I showed you, the Yuri from January 23.
Which one?
There was one that I showed you that or that I posted about. It was like a Isekai Yuri.
You know the name?
I'm gonna look up Yuri right now in the group. Yuri. Let's see what it is. It should come up. Most recent. That's not coming up. Damn it. I don't remember. But I know the show's coming out January 23. They did
I see. I see it now. I see it now.
You got it?
Magical Revolution of the Reincarnated Princess and the Genius Young Lady. 1010 Kakeme.
Okay.
Yep, I found it.
Okay.
Alrighty, we'll see. Alrighty, folks, we talked our cake. We had our cake. We are full of cake.
Not really, compared to what we normally fucking eat and talk. We got a little bit more room if we want to keep going, but
no, we're good.
I know. Hey, we're going to bed before midnight for the first time in God knows how many episodes.
A couple of weeks, yeah, and after our 6-hour recording last week.
Oh, I know.
It was one of our best episodes, though.
It has to be. I really hope it trends really well. We got to ask Sean what the metrics are going to be on those after a little bit.
Yeah. Plus, once they get uploaded,
I want to do. I feel like we should have like more episodes. Like I don't know. We definitely need him for like Keki Shop at least. We need to do. We need to finally do Keki Shop, and we need to have him like.
We gotta find active pet people in the group.
He should be. He should really be our third guy for Keki Shop. We could be a duo here, but for Keki Shop, we could maybe do a trio.
We'll see what happens. Let's do his podcast first to return the favor and see how we go.
Indeed. All right, let's wrap.
Anyway, follow me on Twitter at DamianPhoenix12. You can follow our Twitter at Talk to Keki. We have a link tree up there for where we listen to your favorite local podcasts: Apple Music, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audible, you name it, we're probably there. We shout out to W2M Network and Chairshot Radio for hosting us on their radio stations and their websites. We want to thank Sean for being our editor. He is working on the finales, but he is currently trying to move right now, so they will come. He said in the group chat.
Okay.
He's like working on moving and a lot of running around. But yeah, good luck to him on that. But they will come out soon. We won't have a 2-month backlog like we did in the fucking springs. But yeah, other than that, your plugs.
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at SHOSTOPPA24. You can follow me on Analyst at SHOSTOPPA249. You can follow me on my anime Instagram, AI_anime24. You can follow me on my podcast Instagram, podcast.senpai. And you can follow us on our Talk to Keki Instagram at Talk to Keki, TALKTHEKEKI. Follow us any of our channels. As Matt said, all of our channels have link trees that'll take us both to to our personal endeavors as well as to the podcast endeavors. So please give us a shout out. Did you shout out Eat the Cake? I'll shout out Eat the Cake again. Follow us at our Facebook group, Eat the Cake Anime. Eat the Cake, and let us know that you heard about us through the channel. We will shout you out. We'll interact with you especially hard because of that. If you join us because you heard us on this podcast. Anything else I can think of? We're getting closer to EDC, and I can't wait to reveal. I'm gonna as the cover photo for one of our episodes. It's gonna be my cosplay, my half cosplay, because I can only do the head of my cosplay, and I'm gonna have my advertisements in there. Have to have the advertisement in there for one of our photo covers, bro. But I'm looking forward to that. If you're going to EDC Orlando, you will find me there. You know how you'll find me there? Just look for our logo. You'll see it. Trust me, you'll see it.
You will find it, folks.
You will find me. All right, guys.
All right. We're going to bed. We will see you next week. More reviews. We will have another show added. Yeah, and then until next time, arigato, anato faku, and sayonara.
Sayonara, minasan.
Bye bye.